Tonight we're running on the right track. I know we never gonna look back. Oh, I just wanna have a good time. Call me whatever. toll. But I don't mind even though I lose control. Oh, I just wanna have a good time. So call me whenever. 'Cause a night like this, it never gets old. Oh no, we don't wanna do slow-mo. So tonight we just let go. To the beat in the street, every freak out singing like, singing like,
What's going on? Happy New Year. What's up, Priya? What's up, Joanne, Jose, Tom Martin? What's going on? Christine. How's it going, Todd, Jacob, Debbie? Mario, what's happening? Gail, how you doing today? Roger, Riley, Elizabeth. What's up, Elaine? Elaine Nightingale. I always remember Nightingale. How could you forget Nightingale? Hey, everybody. Happy 2026. All right. Well, first off, before we jump into today, I want to give you a little context. First off, I see so many of you who are already a part of our family. I see your familiar faces. You're with us every month for Inner Circles. If you're a part of the Mastermind family, raise your hand or say, hey. That's the majority of everyone that's on today. Good to see you all. This is family. We don't promote outside our database. We invited everybody that's in our database, but no marketing. I want to give you a little context of what this is. We call it our New Year's strategy session. This is my 13th year of doing this in the first week of the year. This is year 13. In fact, I went back and found a journal from about 7 years ago, and I literally adopted this today based on something I did 6 years ago that I know was taken from something I did a decade ago, because foundationally it's the same, but time changes. So I updated the whole thing for you guys this year. And let me just tell you how it started. 13 years ago, I said, I go through a ritual every January to set goals that stick. That's what I always stuck in my head. Like, everybody sets New Year's resolutions, don't they? People that do the beautiful boards, the vision boards and all that stuff. And we'll talk about it later, but did you know that New Year's resolutions are dead? Does anybody know the date that most people give up on their resolutions? I just got the hard date this year. Sue, I see you shaking your head. I always figured it was March. January 14th, it's January 18th, Sandra and Andy. Yes, that means like in 15 days from now it's over. And I was just like, no. There's a process to set goals that get under the skin, that get in your heart, that make you reflect in a way where you can attach an emotion. So 13 years ago, I'm like, hey, I'm just going to go live. We sent an email to our family, just like you guys, and said, hey, I'm going to set my goals. I'm going to turn the camera on and do it. And that was 13 years ago. And each year it grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Right now, I don't know, we'll probably have 8,000, 10,000 people here with us today, which is amazing. And the whole goal is this to show you how I look through the lens of setting goals. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but it's a great process. So I got to be honest with you. I want to make this casual and fun today. It's a Saturday after the New Year. I used to do it on New Year's Day. I did it on New Year's Day for about 8 years, and sometimes I'd see people that look like they maybe partied a little bit too much. So I'm like, I'll give people a break. We'll do it a few days later, right? So I think this is the perfect time. It's the Saturday before the Monday where it really kicks off. And the whole goal is for you to leave here today with your mind stretched, with looking into what's possible, and we make this year memorable. And I think it could be the phase of my life, but I'm so optimistic about 2026, more than I have been in a really long time. I'm always optimistic. Those of you that have been a part of our family for a long time, I'm always optimistic. But underneath there's that, but all this stuff, that's completely gone with me this year. And you're going to feel that as we go through this process. Again, I want to make it casual. I'd love to do as many interactions as possible. So if you got something you want to share, raise your hand. I might call you. We'll make it quick. Some of them could be longer. But let's make it, you hear me say this a lot, especially those that are in Mastermind. You hear me say this a lot. Today, let's pretend we're in a big old coffee shop. There's almost 10,000 people on right now. The team just put it in the monitor. Let's pretend we're in a big old coffee shop with 10,000 people, the size of maybe a basketball stadium. But we're all just chilling. And we all have one desire: to just live into our full potential in this year coming up, to break the constraints, to break the barriers, to live into who we're meant to be. And I think we can have some fun doing it. You guys up for that? Now, I'm going to go. I'm going to be honest, these usually last anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours. We could be a couple of hours. We could be 2.5. If we do too many hot seats, it could be 3 hours. Sorry, I'm just going to go. If you got to leave, you got to leave. But we'd love for you to stay as long as possible. Today is all about training. Most of you, the majority of you, about 80% of you are a part of our Mastermind family, which I love. A little later, those of you that aren't, if you want to join us, I'll give you that opportunity for like $1 a day if you want to be a part of it. But that doesn't come until the end. So you guys ready to go? Ready to have some fun? All right. So a couple of things before I get into the actual steps that I want to go through. And I moved them around this year. I moved the sequencing around because I think it's a better way to get into it. But why is it so important to take this moment? It could have been June 8th or December 9th. Like, why is January, the first week of January good to set these intentions? Because I believe how you start the year is how you finish the year. And I don't know if, is that true? But if you believe it's true, then it is, right? And I would bet to say, I know we've been saying this for a while, but these are unique times in the fact that we've been programmed in this, I don't know, perpetual is the right word, state of uncertainty, kind of not knowing what's next. We have divisive politicians, we have weird stuff going on in the media, and I think fear is the flavor of last year. Especially, Ann, I see you shaking your head, so many people shaking your head. It's like media has evolved past giving us news. They want to do whatever they can to shock us, to be clickbait. So we click on the link, or we watch what they say, or we watch the news. Does anybody feel that? I mean, those of you that know about news, it's like, has anybody watched the news in the last 5 years and thought, wow, that's informative? Or you just kind of got a bellyache, like, God damn it, where are we going, right? So we're kind of getting programmed to all the shit, and we have to search to find the good, right? Wouldn't it be great if there was just one news channel about all the good stuff that goes on in the world, all the donations, all the changes, all the things that are right? Diana, I see you shaking. Like, wouldn't that be amazing? And it's not. So that's why this family, this collection, that's why I love the Mastermind family. It's like I love hanging out with you guys on a Saturday today. That's it. I'm working today. How freaking blessed am I, right? So what I want to do today is let's collectively master the inner game kind of beginning of the year. Let's create certainty in your 2026 roadmap. And that's how we start and hopefully lead to our best year ever. Because we can agree, like I said, this is a new world. So we have to design a new success plan. And a couple of things I just want to share before we jump in this. Don't let this be another year of being reactive, right? It's easy to fall into reaction. Let's see where things go. Who's going to do what? How's the economy going to go? What's going to go on with interest rates? What's going on with inflation? What is the president going to do? That's without realizing that becomes reactive, and we're just waiting to see where it goes. Screw that. Let's make this the year of being proactive. Let's take ownership. Let's put our hands on the wheel, and let's drive into our future. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to design that kind of year. Towards the end, we'll actually set the goals that will stick. Everything up until the end, like the first couple of hours, is just kind of digging into the soul and finding out where we are, where we want to go, and all those pieces. I believe it's time for us to lead, to stand out. And when I say lead, I don't mean lead in a strong, oppress others. I mean lead by example. Lead for our family. Lean into who we're meant to be, into our fullest potential, to take uncomfortable action, to do the stuff we've been thinking about doing. And I believe this is the year. Because I don't know about you guys, but life is going fast. And I don't want to get to the end and feel like I missed it or I played small. And I know you don't either, or else you'd be doing something else on a Saturday today. So it is amazing to have you here. So you guys ready to get started? I'm going to jump right in. And we don't have to, I told you, this is going to be less like a presentation. I'm going to look down a lot at my notes. I'm going to look at other notes that I have on cards. I don't want to forget anything, and I also don't want to feel like this is programmed and planned. And I might just call on you. So if you got something, Thomas, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thomas Messino, good to see you. If you got something or you want to share something, raise your hand. And you might raise your hand 20 times, but I get to see hundreds and hundreds of you throughout this time, and I'll do everything. I'll do everything in my power to pick as many of you as I can. Okay, let's start. Number one, get your pens out, get your journals out, fire up the chat when you hear it. But let's start by looking backwards at 2025. This is the one you're going to be like, wow, I'm going to start my Saturday and this is the first thing we come up with? Okay, you ready for this? What regrets do you have? What did you fail at? What missed opportunities happened in 2025? Yeah, I know, you're like, wow, this guy's so inspirational. But we have to look at that. So what did you fail at? What did you procrastinate on? What did you not even start, even though you said you were going to? What didn't you finish? What didn't go as planned? Look at, I love this group. Look at this. This is how, haven't used Mastermind as much as I should. Totally cool. Not starting my business and not focusing on my health. Love it, Kristen. This is where it starts, right? Hired the wrong people. Guilty, we've all done that, right? What regrets, let's see, not having bigger goals, not dreaming enough. Christy, I bet you it's less than you think, but get specific. Don't just think too many things. You're amazing. You're here. You're a badass just because you're here. You didn't leave your job sooner than you actually did, but you left it. That's it, Colby. You left it, right? Tired of narrative. I've built, but I didn't sell through service. Stayed too long where I wasn't valued. Look at that. Playing not to lose rather than playing to win. Gabe, what a realization. Amazing. Not moving forward enough on my course. Functional freeze. Not finished a draft of my book. It's okay. Today's a new day. Didn't improve the relationship with my wife. Renee, today's a new day. Getting a class up on Mastermind. It's okay. Wasting my time. Not setting boundaries. Too many excuses. Being innocent. Not starting my business. I love this group. Man, this is so good. Now, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I want you to hear me. Keep writing it in the chat as well. You see, I believe knowing what doesn't work or what went wrong is the great starting point. Because when you recognize it, you're bound not to repeat it. So here's what I think. You're writing all these amazing things. I want you to think of, I've shared this story before. Those of you who've been with me for years, those of you in Mastermind, or you're part of my Dean Graziosi inner circle that's been around for like 15 years, and some of you are still here, which is amazing. I always say this. Imagine a very simple old house. And inside the house are just shelves, okay? And on the shelves are all the experiences of last year. The things that went right, the things that went wrong. And we're going to get to the next section on what went right, not spoiler alert. But I'd love for you to think about the things that didn't work out, the things where you were disappointed, the regrets you have. I want you to think about as the lessons you can learn. What did you learn from playing small? Probably didn't feel good. What did you learn for waiting, for not taking action, for spinning your wheels, for not valuing your own time? Worried about living up to others' expectations. What can you learn from that, right? I know this seems obvious, but the part that I want to get to is what we can use January for is we can take those experiences that didn't serve us. And I would love for you to think of this old house they're going to knock down anyway. And all these experiences are on the shelf. And the ones that didn't serve you, the house is on fire. They're burning it down. You can leave them in there. Take what serves you from those experiences and let them go. Let them burn down with the house. You don't have to carry procrastination, regret, guilt. I didn't go fast enough. You don't have to carry that into the new year. You get the choice. There's nobody monitoring you. There's nobody giving you a test. You could say, yeah, I was a little slow. I was a little intimidated. I let my age get in my way. I let my sister get in my ear. Cool. But now I'm going to let it burn down in last year. Because it doesn't serve me in this new year that I want to do. Or You just decide which one has to be tweaked, adjusted, and I'm going to take it with me, but not through the same lens. Is that making sense? Success is a choice, Gabe, right? And Rowan and everybody who's put in these beautiful things, just let it go if it doesn't serve you. Okay? That's the first step. Number 2, if you recognize, and I know I might be going a little fast, you guys are going to have the replay of this for a few days, it'll be up. Make sure you approach it because you're going to want to think through those things. Here, I'm going to share one more time. I do this exact thing. I did this over the weekend. Well, it is the weekend now, over the last couple of days because we had off. I started making a list of the things and I was like, and some of them you look at like, God, why did I do that? It's like, okay, I'm leaving that one in 2025. That didn't feel good. I don't know why I did that. It was off. You learn from it. Never do it again. Done. Now, on the opposite side, that one was probably easy for you guys. Because here's what I know. The human condition, human nature, a lot of times it's easy for us to see what we did wrong, isn't it? Isn't it easy to see what we messed up on, what we played small on? Thank you, Catherine. I see you raising your hand. Paul, I see you raising your hand, right? It's easy for us to go, yeah, I did that. I want you to do the opposite side because our brains never give ourselves a pat on the back. We never hardly ever see our progress. So here's what I'd like you to do now. I'd like you to share in the chat or write in your journal, what did you accomplish? What went right, even if it's not complete? What started momentum? What felt good when you did it? What did you create that was like, oh my God, I got this done, I accomplished it. I used Gigi, or I used AI, or I went through the one training. What felt good? I kept moving forward. I got healthier. Love it. Sold my course even before creating it. Love it, right? I completed MBA. Unbelievable. Got a new partner. I met my partner. I studied AI. I put myself first. This is amazing. I built an AI system. I built our MVP. Love it. I can't wait to see what it is. Started playing pickleball. Me too, Anita. Me too. I got invited on a podcast. Keep writing them down. You just keep writing while I'm sharing. Take a moment and look in the rearview mirror because so many times, I start every Monday inside of our Mastermind Live that I do every Monday. I see so many of you. I know your faces and know you're there. So what do we say every day? Let's be a culture of progress, not a culture of perfection or a culture of comparison. So many times we're making progress, but then we compare ourselves, right? And to somebody who's making 20 grand a month and they started the same time we do. And we're like, what is wrong with me? How come they're impacting lives, making money, and I'm not? And all of a sudden, all the things we did get squashed. They get minimized. Sometimes we just got to take a moment and turn around and go, look where I was a year ago. Look at who I've become. Look what I've accomplished. Look what I've worked on. So keep going. I've done teaching, Zumba, every week by Zoom. Amazing. I learned about me, Shannon, incredible. Consistently posted on social media. I registered my first AI company as an LLC. Cliff, way to go. I won 2 business contests. I felt better about myself. I didn't beat myself up. Love the culture, love the progress. Did salsa class for the first time. My wife literally just asked me to do that last night, but she's Spanish and I just don't want to look so silly, but I'm going to do my best. If that's what my wife wants to do, I'm going to try. Trademarked my company name. I'm committed to a new health plan. This is so good because here's what we want to do with the things that worked. So if we're going to look across, if we're going to picture this line in the sand, and we're going to let the crap, excuse my language, stay in the burning building and leave it in last year, then we want to identify these stories of what we want to drag into this new year and then put little notes on, hey, because I started working out, maybe it's time to eat healthier. Because I'm eating healthier, I have more clarity. I have more energy. Let's get back into the business, right? I don't know what it is, but everything, and it is for you, but everything that you succeeded in or even started that got momentum is the thing that you want to compound in the new year. True? We want to let go of the things that are wrong or fix them, and we want to compound what's going right. I know it sounds like, let me just share one thing. Everything I share today, you've already heard. I'm not sharing anything you haven't. What I want to do today is be a reminder service. Can we go to the gym like maniacs for a month and then be in good shape for the rest of our lives? Can we be incredible to our spouses for a month and then expect them to love us for 20 years? Gail, I see you shaking your head, right? No, it's a work in progress. We're all a work in progress. So I want to be that reminder today of the little things that are the big things. Okay, so if we know what didn't work, leave it, learn from it. What did work, drag it into the new year. How can you put fuel on it? The next part, number 3, I know this is a little shift almost on the same thing, but you got to hear me on this one. What's a story or a thought that was shared a lot in your own brain in 2025 that held you back? What's a story or a thought? Just think about it. I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. We all have it. This is the human condition that we all have to work on, right? But you got to be real, right? Is the story as if I can't. Look at that, Kristen, right? I'll do it tomorrow. Wow. Nikki, I don't have time. I'm not good enough. That I appease elderly parents. Wow, I am weak. I'm not enough. Look at this. Economy is holding me back. Your current situation or your past has affected you. I'm too old. I'm too broke. I'm too young. I'm not enough. No one supports my dreams. I'm alone in this journey. It takes a lot of money to make money. I'm not a real business owner. Wow, you guys are so freaking awesome. This is why I love this group. I just want to say thank you for showing up today. We now have 11,800 people here live. There's a million things you can be doing, but you know why I know we're kindred spirits? Because you could be doing anything today, but you're here doing the work to set a year of success up. Seriously, that's why this is easy. That's why it's fun, because you're taking the time and doing the work. Even though you've probably done so much of this stuff before, this is how we kick off a kick-ass year. I'm not qualified. I can do it later. I don't know how. Rosie, Felicia, thank you. Rowan, Mark, Vicky, Darla, John, Adam. You rock too, Adam. Holly, I can't handle the hatred, cruelty, lack of heart in the current politics. Can anyone? It's disgusting. Who am I to teach health when my own health is struggling? Right? Look at all these things. You know, again, sharing the obvious. You know we're nothing more than our thoughts, right? If we think we can, we will. And if we think we can't, we won't. And sometimes we want success, but we're telling ourselves we're not enough. I'm not good enough. I lack confidence. I'm too old, right? I have self-doubt, right? So we're wondering, it's like, here's the blueprint. And you get the blueprint and go, oh, nice blueprint. But I don't know if I'm good enough. Could it ever work, right? So we have to watch that story. So what I want to tell you for going into this new year, just be the observer of your mind. When you see your mind giving you that same old story that has already cost you too much, has already held you back, has already allowed you to miss opportunities, then we got to identify it. It's almost like knowing your enemy, right? If you're at war and the enemy's coming and they're 3 weeks away and you can prepare for it, you can make sure you put the blockades up, you put the walls up so they can't get to you. You know this enemy and that story's coming, true? Whenever you take an uncomfortable action, you step out of your comfort zone, you move into something that other people think is crazy, do you get a little uncomfortable? The fact of the matter is, the story shows up when you're uncomfortable just to protect you. Your brain doesn't know the difference of that or the lion chasing you across the field. So it's putting protection on. So here's the cool part. When you feel that story coming, guess what? You're on the right track. You're pushing past your boundaries. You're pushing past your comfort zone. And if your comfort zone was what you wanted, you'd stay exactly where you are. You're here. So know that when the story pops up and you identify it, you are close to the prize. Does it make sense? I love it. Colby, April, Rosie, Darla, Christy, Phillip, Jean. Okay. So how about we do this? Beginning of the year. How about you shift that story? Whenever it comes up in your mind, right? All the ones you told me, I'm too old, I'm not enough. What if we simply just had a new thought? You know, there's nobody better in the world at this than Tony Robbins, my partner and dear friend, like just knows how to flip the story. But here's the foundational piece I learned from that man 30 years ago. We don't need a whole story. We don't need a whole process and philosophy. We literally can change the story. And if we tell ourselves the new story enough, it becomes who we are. So every time the story comes up, I'm too old. Imagine if you flip the story and say, my age is my superpower because it's wisdom. Right? Aren't you a little old to learn AI? No, I have more wisdom. I started working on things before you were even born. I have depth of wisdom. I just need to learn a little new technology. I got this. Right? What if the story was, I'm not enough, to, oh, I'm more than enough? And at first it might sound weird. It's like, don't lie to yourself. Can we agree we have two voices in our head? Can you say yes or raise your hand if we have two voices in our head? Is it just me? I'm not this crazy one, right, Diane and Laura? I'm not the crazy one, right? It's like, we got this. You're never going to pull it off, right? We can make this happen. You know you're not that smart. Like, it's there. Acknowledge it. Say, hey, cool, glad you're there. You haven't done shit from my life except hold me back. Not listening to you. I'm more than enough. I'm so much enough that I'm going to embarrass you. You may never show up again because you're so embarrassed, right? I love the thought of the underdog advantage, right? I wrote a book about it because I just think, you know, our brain says, well, you know, you don't have any money. You're really not that good at tech. No one knows your name. You post a video and 9 people follow you and 3 of them are your family. I love switching that. Like, if no one knows who I am, then guess what? No one will ever see me coming, right? I love thinking, when I used to have people tell me, hey, you know, it takes money to make money, or, you know, you didn't go to college, man. It's hard to compete without college. I know when I was younger, I used to think, yeah, but even though I don't have a college degree and I don't have money, I'm still going to make it. I switched that in my brain because of this philosophy I'm teaching with you. I'm like, oh, you're doubting me? This is what I say in my head. When people tell me, I don't say anything different than I used to. I go, I get it. It's harder. Harder without money, harder without this, harder without that. I get it. But I'm going to try anyway. Inside my head, I'm like, you just doubted me? Thank you. Thank you. I needed that fuel today. Right? So same situation, but now when someone doubts me, I'm like, oh shit, I'm definitely doing this one. Excuse my language. But it's only a choice I made to shift the story. And it wasn't a big process. I just decided to make the shift. I just decided that when someone tells me I can't, that means I must. So tell me a story. Let me know a new story. Put it in the chat. If your story was maybe next year, it's my time. I have a lot going on. I thrive under pressure. How many times would you need to tell yourself, God darn, I got a lot going on? And you're like, oh, I forgot. I thrive under pressure. Oh, cool, bring it. When others are waiting, I'm creating. Right? Listen, I thrive under pressure. I'm courageous. It's now. My ideal client is waiting for me to show up. Heck yes, they are, Amanda. This is my time. I thrive under pressure. I'm so well loved. I'm happy to be here. I'm the creator of my life. I thrive under pressure. I don't give up. I know enough. I am enough. It's my time. Life is too short. Just go. Not giving up. My life experience more than qualifies me. So good. I can do this. I'm fulfilling my destiny. You guys are so freaking good. So freaking good. I am a survivor. Now, this is us doing this today, but I'm not going to be with you tomorrow. Those of you in Mastermind, of course, we're together every week. We're together every month. You have new courses, all that stuff. But those of you that aren't or you're not, don't let this feeling go. Write it all over your house. Put it on little sticky notes. Today, write your new story down today, literally, and get sticky notes and put it all over your house. In fact, if you want, write something like, because I'm, like if you want to take the underdog, because I'm dyslexic, because I'm a little bit older, because I'm not great with technology, because I'm too young, because I used to think I wasn't enough, that means I will do better than everybody else. While everyone's waiting, I'll be doing. So whatever that story is, all these beautiful ones that you're sharing right here, I don't know if you have sticky notes, but I would write it everywhere just to remind yourself, because we are creatures of habit. Come on, let's just all be real. Isn't it easy for the old you to reel you back in and go, I'm glad you got all fired up with Dean on January 3rd. Let's get back to the real life. Come on. Nick, I see you laughing, right? It's like that version of us is there, slowly trying to get us back to safety. Isaiah, right? True or not? Is that like, it's like the hook is in the back of our shirt. Come on, come back, Isaiah. You know you're comfortable with what you got. So whatever you got to do, remind yourself, write it all over the house. You have both stories inside of you. And isn't it true the old stories already cost you too much? Raise your hand if you know the old stories already cost you too much. Right? So let's just craft a new one and stick with it. All right. So now, everybody good? You guys got that? You got all 4? Love it. Keep writing. In fact, who'd like to share their new story before we move on to the next section? Raise your hand if you'd like to share your old story and your new story. How about Andy Vincent? He was the first one. He just disappeared. I didn't see what room he was in. Did you see Andy Vincent? And then we'll keep doing as many as we can. Did you guys find that, or do I need to? Got it? Hey, Andy, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I've got a bit of a sore throat. I can't help that.
All good, all good. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. All right, Andy.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Good to have you here, man. Tell me an old story and a new story.
Well, I've been in Mastermind a few years, and the trouble is I haven't actually sold my stuff. But that's because of my own fears, my own beliefs. And and I've already done what we're doing today, because I'm a seasoned person in my book, already done. I'm just here to clarify everything going in. So that was my old belief, that I wasn't good enough and my products weren't good enough. And now I know 100% this. In the last month, my Instagram has grown by 2,300 followers, and I train people on how to grow an Instagram with people with ADHD or dyslexia. So it's that thing where I know I've got the personal proof that I can do it. So I know it's done. So my new belief is that I've already wrote it down, that I will grow it to 50,000 in 6 months. It's at 5,000 now. My goal is 10x every 6 months.
I love it.
And
I love it. And Andy, first off, I've seen you as part of the Mastermind family. You always show up with a beautiful smile on your face. You're playing full out. And why I love getting together like this is sometimes, and I want everybody to hear this, sometimes you could have most of it, and you just need that one last piece to click. Isn't that true? Right? It could be something I already shared. It could be something we're going to share over the next couple of hours together. And just remember, it's stacking. That's why I love what you guys show up. I love when you're here. I love being with you every single month in Mastermind, because sometimes you just need that one thing to go, enough. I am enough. I put 2,000 people in my Instagram, organic traffic when no one knew my name, on a niche that's so powerful. And if I can do that, I can help others do it. And I see that belief. And here's what I want to tell you. Don't let anything rob this belief. You are enough. You know enough. You're a part of an incredible community. You're doing it yourself. And so many people need help in growing a community and doing it through their own heart, not trying to be someone else. The world needs you. And I just want to say great work. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, I'd say that was great, because I believe in service first, like you teach us. So in my Instagram, sort of, I've got a free course which is there, so they can have the 7 modules, whether they work with me or not. It's service first. And I understand that from working with you and sort of the AI bootcamp I've just been on as well. That's absolutely changed my life, the AI, being dyslexic. I've actually set up a board of directors, which you are one of.
Well, I'm glad I get to be your board of directors. I love it. Everybody, give it up for Andy. Hey, I'm going to be looking for you. I'm going to look for your success this year. You get after it. Everybody, give it up for Andy. In fact, could you do me a favor? Could you find the sheet with the 4 quadrant on here? If you could find that, that would be great. I want to do something. See, I want to. I told you this is going to be. This is live. We're in a big old coffee shop hanging out, and I see all your beautiful hands raised. I'm gonna pick on more of you. We'll just get your feedback. But I want to share with you guys 10 things that I believe are crucial for this new world, crucial to make 2026 the best year of your life, right? These are things I've learned over 4 years. Do you know which one I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm trying to find it. It's the not to-do list kind of, but updated? Yeah. All right, we'll find it. I should have told you guys sooner. You probably know where it's at. But what I want to do, again, this is live. I just have there it is. It's on the wall over there. All right. Yeah, if you want to erase those, that'd be perfect. But I thought I'd go over something. It just sparked. I'm throwing an audible here for my team. They're cleaning it up over here. I want to share the 10 things that I've updated that I think you need to carry with you in this new year. They're subtle. Remember, I always say that the small things are the big things. The small hinges swing a big door. I want to go over 10. They're updated. Some of you have heard my 10 from last year and the year before. They're about 60% the same, and I got some new ones added. But before that, all right, go team. We got it. I want to go over something that I want you to approach this in finding time in the new year. Let's be interactive. Let's think about it, and let's find some extra time as we go in. Yes, AI finds you time. We'll talk about that. Other things find you time, for sure, right? But there's some things, raise your hand if you know there's some stuff you have to throw away and stop doing in 2026, right? Yeah. Diana, you put up both hands. And Gail, I see you, right? All right, let's go over the whiteboard. For those of you that are a part of the family, you've seen me do this before. For those of you new to this, we'll go really quick. I got a lot to cover today. In our daily actions, in our weekly actions, in our monthly routines, right? There are things that we do, some that we do kind of through a hypnotic rhythm. Are there some things that you do on a regular basis that are just habits left over from prior years? Raise your hand if you know. Elaine, I saw your hand going up first, and Suzanne, and Kurt, what's going on, man? Good to see everybody. Yeah, there's some things that we just do. Like, it's almost like on autopilot. We set it up years ago, and we just continue to do it. And sometimes we just need a little shake, right? Paula, I see you shaking your head. Sometimes we just need a little shake, and you go, oh my God, why am I still doing that? Why am I still physically writing checks? Oh my God, why am I meeting with my 3 friends that are so negative? Every time I leave them, I feel, I don't even drink, but I need a cocktail just when I leave them, right? There's things that happen. So as the beginning of the year, Patricia, I see you smiling. In the beginning of the year, I want to go through this exercise really quick because there's some things that we can shift. Again, remember I told you we're going to set goals at the end. That's the last part. But these are all the things that set goals that stick rather than just, I'm not knocking a vision board. In fact, tomorrow, my wife has invited the whole family over. Everybody's going to sit and make New Year's resolutions and vision boards and all that stuff. But if there's no heart behind a vision board, it's just a cool little exercise, right? All right, so let's start here. Non-negotiables. What are some of the non-negotiables? So if you just think of your average week or your average month, what are some things that there is no negotiating? I have to continue doing these forever. Always want to write those down, right? Exercise daily, sleep, love it, right? I'm just sharing some of mine while you guys think through this. For me, my morning routine. Man, I don't like anything messing with my morning routine. I get up around 4:30, 5 o'clock. I slept to 5:15 this morning. That was big. I slept in. That was big. But when I get up in the morning, I have a routine. I practice a little gratitude, just quick. Could be even 30 seconds. Sometimes it's 3 minutes. Sometimes it's 5. I get up. I go drink a green drink because I feel like I'm fueling my body. I do a little creative work, and then I go move. I go exercise. I go to the gym. I go take a walk. I take a run. when I do that, oh my God, I'm a better partner, I'm a better parent, I'm a better leader. It resets my day. And I've trained it to where I believe when I do that, I get to face the day in an offensive way. And if I don't do that, I feel like I face the day in a defensive way. If I get up and look at my phone and something's negative and I don't work out or I don't eat good, don't practice gratitude, that's just a bad day for me. And do those days still happen once in a while? Not many, but when they do, that's what I get. So for me, a non-negotiable is my morning routine. A non-negotiable for me is date night with my wife once or twice a week. One lunch, one dinner, every single week. Same with my kids. I go to lunch with my older kids. At least it used to be once a month. Now it's once a week because they're 17 and 19. You know, they're getting ready to jump out of the nest, right? I make them breakfast every morning. There's certain things I will never change. They make me who I am. So I love that you guys are writing these down. Diary, time with family. Get my daily spiritual inspiration before starting my day. I love it. Changing my daily thoughts from I can't to I can. Plan ahead. I want to discover new non-negotiables. Great, Christina, what a better spot. What are some new non-negotiables, right? Regain, laugh and smile. Priming. Novelle, perfect. Some alone time. Gratitude, prayer. Tell my wife and children I love them. Gabe, beautiful, right? So those, you guys should write down all your non-negotiables, right? What are the things that do not ever get messed with? And again, non-negotiables can evolve, right? I shared some of them with you that are non-negotiable, but you have yours. Okay, so once you protect those and you isolate those, then everything else is fair game. Everything else is fair game. So we'll go through this really quick. What are some things in 2026 that you could delegate? What are some things that you could have someone else do? Family member, virtual assistant, someone to clean your house once a week. Even though it costs you money, the time that they clean your house, you work the 5 or 6 hours or 12 hours that it takes to clean your house. You do all of that on the business you're starting, the business you're funding, that it might be a loss for a little bit, but then exponentially grows. What can you delegate to someone else? Social media posting, right? Cleaning, grocery shopping, pulling weeds, right? Mowing your lawn, right? I know that sounds crazy, but one of the first things I did is hire someone to mow my lawn when I was in my 20s, and my father freaked out, lost his mind on me. He's like, oh, Mr. Big Shot, you're paying someone to mow your lawn when you could do it. When I explained to him, Dad, when that lawn took me 5 hours that I could get done for $35 back then, I said, in those 5 hours, I could fix a car, I could sell a car, I could work on this when I used to have cars and apartments. And literally, I mean, he didn't talk to me for a couple of days after he saw I was paying for someone to mow my lawn. And when I finally got the chance to sit down and talk with him, he's like, wow, no one ever taught me that. I didn't even think through that lens. So for $35, my return on investment was massive. Right? So what can you delegate? This is great. Social media posting, trying to hire a reliable bookkeeper, right? All these, laundry, pre-bill. So I would love for you to think in 2026, what can I get someone else to do? And while they're doing it though, it's not for you to scroll on social media or binge out on Netflix while someone else is doing this and you've got these delegated, right? What can you be doing? And I love always saying, put in the chat, if you really obsessed on it and delegated in 2026, how much time could you save just on delegating? Just the things you're putting in the group. How much time could you save by delegating? 2 hours? Love it. 10 hours? 2 hours a week? Love it. 2 hours? 2 hours is really great. 12, 2, 5, right? 15 hours minimum. I love that. 2 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 2 hours, right? 20 hours. 5 hours, 5 hours, 7 hours, 3 hours, right? Great. So if it was, people are saying anywhere from 2 to 20 and 15 and there's, right? But let's just say it was 5. Who would love to get 5 hours a week back? Even if it was 2.5, who'd like to get 2.5 hours a week back to work on you, a better version of you, your health, your business, your life, whatever you want, right? So I'm moving quick here. Let's go to automate. Now, delegate is getting someone else to do it. What can you automate? Could you, we're going to talk more, and some of you are working with us with AI. What AI could you use to automate some systems? You know, simple one, I don't think most people write checks anymore, but simple one is, could you automate your bill pay? Could you automate lead generation? Could you automate groceries being delivered on a regular basis? Could you automate your dry cleaning if you have it just once a month, if you even do dry cleaning, that you have it picked up? Outgoing emails, auto pay, lead generation, blog and social media posts. I can automate my budget, right? I can automate my bill pay. I could automate Zelle. I could delegate to my AI clone. I could, exactly. Listen, I've been doing these 4 quads in the not to-do list for at least 20 years. We never had AI here. Oh my goodness. AI can help you automate so many things, not the dreamy stuff that you see online. Automate. AI will do everything in your life. It'll write your posts and do the thing and do the thing and the thing and thing, and then you could vibe code. Big companies haven't even figured all that out. But can so many small level tasks be automated by me and you, by our clone? Absolutely, if you spend a little upfront time. DM automation, invoicing, lead revival, right? Implement more of Mastermind tools, right? All of this stuff. So, with that said, in 2026, raise your hand and commit that you're going to automate as many things as you possibly can. Right? Let's just put a little time here. How much time could you save if you obsessively automate as much as you can in 2026? 10 plus, right? Committed, great. I'm going to automate everything, right? 10 hours, 15 hours, 15 hours, 5 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, easy, right? 20 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours, 15 hours, right? 20 hours, 10 hours. Let's just take the lowest number. It's 10 to 25. Let's just say 10. Okay? Now here's the last one. In 2026, what should you finally eliminate? What should you finally eliminate? If you're a part of our Mastermind family, and we've done this before, I'm sure you've already said no to things. What if you took it one step further and you eliminated even more of the things that don't serve the man or the woman you know you're meant to become? If you've heard me say this before, I'm sorry, but I want to say it again. What if you just got rid of the gray area? There's no gray. It's either black or white. It's either yes or no. This serves the man or the woman I want to become, or it does not serve the man or the woman I want to become. When you look through that lens, then you get, like, if I look it through the years, I do this every year. This is my life, guys. I just want you, I didn't try to come up with hacks to share with you. This is how I run my life, and then I've just given it to you. So many of us are in the same business. If you're in the Mastermind family and all those pieces, right? This is what I do, and every year I say no with more scrutiny. I either get to be a better dad, better husband, better partner to all of you, better team member to my team. I get to grow as a human. If it doesn't serve that at this phase of my life, it's an absolute hard no. When I first met my wife, she's like, you have the nerve to say no to everything. I said, no, I just say no to the things that truly don't serve the man I want to continue to become. And when you take that on, you don't feel guilt. Oh, I got to say this. I know I haven't seen my cousin in 82 years, but I got to go to the christening. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Does it serve you or the person you want to become? So, procrastination, lead by example. Put in the chat what you are absolutely going to say no to this year that you know you've needed to say no to for quite some time. Right? My comfort zone, overthinking, negativity. I say no to TV. My negative thoughts, leeches, worrying about what others think. This is amazing. Self-doubt, eliminate fear, excuses, paper clutter, drinking wine on a work day. Look at these. Garbage food, doubting myself, sugar, procrastination, self-doubt, overgiving, feeling unworthy. You guys are so freaking good, right? We give this opportunity. We have this shot to say no. And saying no, one more thing before we get to this next chunk here. Saying no sometimes, it can feel a little selfish. I need to say yes to everybody. No. Saying no is not selfish. Say no for 6 months of your life to lean into who you're supposed to be. And then you can be selfless with your time for the rest of your life. We sometimes have to say no so we can protect who we want to become, so we can actually accomplish what we need to accomplish. So what do you need to eliminate? If you eliminated all the things that hold you back, how much time could you save eliminating the toxic friends, the focus on the negativity, the feeling drowning in your own disbelief, right? Look at all this 20 years, right? Years, 25 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours, 10, 20, right? Non-organic food, love it. Saying no to myself, 15 hours a week, right? Look at the time. So let's just say it's like 15 to 25, but let's just say it's another 5, right? What could you do 5, 10, 20? What could you do with 20 hours a week? What if it was just 10? What could you do with 10 extra hours a week focused on the version of you that you know you're meant to become? You know what the answer is? Anything. What could we accomplish with 10 focused hours a week? That's why I wanted to do this and kind of, pulled an audible here, because this is a perfect time of year of deciding what to say no to. Who's up for that? Let's pick somebody to share. Maybe you could share raise your hand if you want to share what you're going to say no to, and make it something that was hard to say no to in the past. How about, let's see, oh my God, so many raised hands. How about Charmaine Green? How about Charmaine Green in room 1? And of course, Christy and Rose and Harlan and Lisa.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Great. Aloha from Hawaii, everyone.
Good to see you, Hawaii. I'm jealous.
Hawaii. Oh, yeah.
All right, so what are you going to say
giving
no
back
to in
my-
this coming year?
No, because I just put it in the chat room. I would have, because I teach online classes, but they were just overrunning me. They were taking up my time. And I mean hours of the night. I'd get 2 o'clock emails from students, and I would feel compelled to answer them. And I got to take back my time. I've got to set the boundaries.
I love it. I love it. And the great part about it is when you set boundaries, Charlene. Is Charlene? Charmaine. When you set boundaries, it actually creates structure for them, because then they get the opportunity to think through a lens. They get to see what it's like to have a strong leader set boundaries, deliver massive value when it's time. And if it gives you more rest, it'll give you more clarity. So when you're with them, you'll actually be a better teacher. You won't have resentment that 2 of them emailed you nonstop through the night. Like, all of those little things are actually the big things.
Yes. And thank you so much for giving me my time back through the AI and the Mastermind program. I am just learning to get my time back and honoring me.
I love it. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for being with us today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And you're so great.
Awesome. Well, we still got lots of time left. We got probably another hour and a half or more left together. And we'll call up people more often. Okay, this is so much fun. Now, we talked about some of the foundational pieces this morning when we first started, right? Old things that didn't work, let's let them go or learn from them. Let's talk about the things that did work, and we'll compound those, right? We have that crappy story that's already cost us too much. We all got it. Got those 2 voices. We rewrote the story, and we're going to do everything in our power to catch the bad story and replace it with the good story, right? And then we decided, let's find some time. Let's make those hard decisions of what to say no to. Let's make those hard decisions of what we should automate and delegate, maybe even cut a little check for to get somebody to do it, because then it commits you to doing the work. Now, I want to go through the 10 principles that I see will be game changers for you guys in this new year. Some of these I've been practicing for decades. Some of them are new. Some of them you've heard. Remember today, what do I hope to be? Is a great reminder service of what's possible in this new year. And all of this is leading for us to set our goals that stick at the end. Cool? You guys with me? What I like is no one is left yet. Freaking amazing. We've gained 800 people since we started, so we're only going up. Appreciate you guys here. Okay. Number 1, we're going to go through 10. I'm going to try to do all of these in 40 minutes or so. But number 1 is audit your inner circle. This is a perfect time of year to just really see who helps guide you. Where do your thoughts, who do you bounce ideas off of? You know, you've heard Dale Carnegie, Earl Nightingale, Tony Robbins, all of them, the masters, the goats of all. What have they always said? You are the sum total of the 5 people you hang around. So if you hang around a couple people that are positive and a couple people that are really negative, you're somewhere in the middle, right? So here's some signs that you got to make some shifts. Do any of you have someone in your life where you make excuses for your crazy goals? Do any of you subtly, look at everybody's head shaking, do any of you subtly dim your glow to match the people around you? I had a dear friend, I talk about him a lot because I want to keep his memory alive, Sean Stevenson. He was born with an illness where they said he wouldn't live a month, and he made it to 40 years old. He was only 2.5 feet tall. He broke 180, he had a disease where his bones were brittle, so he broke 180 bones, 180 different times he broke a bone in his body. Made it to 40. He was an inspirational speaker, amazing man. And unfortunately, a new prototype of a wheelchair came out that had him sit up high so he could be higher level, and the damn thing flipped over on him, and he died at 40-something, 41 years old. But lived such a powerful life. He was such a I got to digress for a second just to keep his memory alive. I always had him on my stages, and he would come out in his wheelchair, and he'd come out with his most confident man you ever met in your life. In 2 minutes, you didn't even see him short. You saw him as this huge man. Long story short, he's like, you know, I see some good-looking people in the audience. I see you, Jonah. I see you, Ann. I see your good-looking people. He said, when you walk in a room, you probably get a bunch of people staring at you. He said, not even close to me. I walk in a room, everybody stares at me, right? That was his personality. Sue, how could you not fall in love with a guy like that, right? And then the whole audience would just let down their guard, and everybody would think the same thing, like, I don't have any problems, this poor guy, right? But he was so positive. Anyway, he was the first one that said to me, don't you dare ever dim your glow to match people around you. Burn bright. They might run at first, but eventually people will come back. And I'm going to remind that of you today. Don't dim your glow. Stop hoping people get you. Sometimes we hope people get us when whatever your belief is, I believe in God, but whatever your belief is, you are meant to stand out. You're not supposed to be like everybody else. And if you're here and you're part of our Mastermind family, you're definitely meant to stand out. You'd be doing something else. You know, my other dear friend, Trent Shelton. Anybody know who Trent is? You've seen him at our events. He's such a cool dude. Love that guy. Trent always says, stop trying to get people to see through your lenses, your glasses, when they have a different prescription. He said, Trent always says, God gave you this vision of who you want to become, and that is your 2020 vision. You put on the glasses, you see where you're meant to be. True? And then you try to tell your significant other, your spouse, your sister, your friend, your cousin, and it's like you put your glasses on them, and they put it on, and they go, what? I can't see anything. It's stupid, right? You're trying to get someone else to look through your prescription. They didn't get downloaded with your dream. You did. And once you realize that, you stop trying to convince people. You stop dimming your glow. You stop making excuses, and you can say, yeah, I'm the crazy one. I'm going to go for it. Because here's what happens. In the beginning, they call you crazy. And if you get a little success, they call you lucky. And then when you start killing it, they tell everybody they knew you before you made it. Just the way it goes. Just the way the journey happens, right? And that's okay. Wish them well, but that's not what you want. And I also want to tell you, stop waiting for permission. The only person you need permission from is the person in the mirror. And one of the things that really help this is community. Stay in community. Stay connected to this amazing group. Find a group, find a partner, find somebody that keeps you accountable. Find someone else in a community like ours that has nothing but crazy dreamers who actually achieve it. Because if you're surrounded by people that say, why would you do this? Your life is good. Come on, Sue. After all these years, you know you've done great. Why would you want more? If somebody tells you that, you might have great barricades up, but still a little bit of it sinks in. You got to purge that by surrounding it by people that go, Sue, that's not enough. Dream bigger. Go kick some ass, right? So stay in community. Stay connected, right? Okay, that was number one. Audit your inner circle. Number two, solve bigger problems in 2026. Solve bigger problems. My wife introduced me to matcha. I don't know, it's pretty good. It's like green tea on steroids. Just saying. Coffee makes me too jittery. This one's kind of right in the middle. None of you needed to know that, but I figured I'd share. Solve bigger problems in 2026. What if this was the year that you didn't look for problems to go away? I know this sounds a little crazy. But what if this was the year? Love you too, Victoria. Victory. What if this was a year that you actually got better at solving even bigger problems? Who do you think's more successful? Someone who runs for problems or someone who could solve bigger ones? I know it's a duh question, right? But for some reason, I think in the back of our mind, we think if I get more successful, problems will go away. No, they just get bigger, right? And if you're in a room and there's 10 really successful people, I would bet to say 100 out of 100 times that the most successful person in the room solves the biggest problems in the room. True? Do you get paid for solving small problems that anybody can solve? No, you get paid for solving problems others can't. And most people stay away from them. Not this group, not this mastermind family. No, we want to run towards it, right? Like there's a fire, be the person that runs in to make sure everybody's okay. Solve the problem, right? I remember one of my first real estate deals, and it was a long time ago. It was almost 40 years ago. I literally just telling my wife and my oldest daughter this story. They probably are so sick of these stories, but my daughter's 19 and she's going out on her own. I'm trying to pack as many stories as I can, hoping they stick to her ribs as she goes out the door, right? But I remember one of my first real estate deals. God, I had sleepless nights. I met with the seller. I didn't have any money, so I was trying to get a deal with no money down or really minimal money down. And I met with the seller multiple times. I stressed over it. I lost sleep over it. I had to borrow money on my credit card. So, I mean, that sounds crazy, but I applied for this is before computers really had everybody tied together. I applied for 5 credit cards in the same day and sent them out so the credit checks didn't overlap so much, and I got approved out of 4 of the 5 of them. Right now, if you did that, they'd be like, "Oh, they're flagging. This person wants to scam us," right? So I paid all of it back. I've had great credit my whole life, but I got 4 out of the 5 credit cards. Then I immediately called them and asked them to up the cash advance all in the same day. And then I scraped all the cash advance off all the credit cards in one day, and, all this kind of stuff. I look back, there was no way I even made $5,000 on that deal. But I probably made several $1,000s. It was one of my first deals. It was amazing. And I also remember sitting at a closing table that we just got done doing a deal at $28 million. And I remember sitting there thinking there was no more stress to close this $28 million deal as there was for the one where I made a few thousand. Paul, I see you shaking your head. There was no difference. So if you're going to solve problems, why not add zeros to the end? Solve bigger problems. Because it's the same feeling. It was the same worry. It was the same preparation. It was the same little bellyache before I walked in the room to get the loan or to get the credit cards or do the thing. And I'm like, wow, this is why everybody is fighting for the bottom. Everybody's fighting over the nickels and the dimes. I fought over all those nickels and dimes, and you have to. I'm just saying, if someone gave me advice, I'd say, if I was starting over, I would simply just wish someone would come to me and go, your problems aren't big enough. Don't wish for problems to go away. Go get better at solving bigger problems, and you can add zeros to the end of your efforts. Make sense? So however you want to take that, however you want to put that, what if this year, when everybody talked about a problem, you go, I got that one. Give me that one. And then all of a sudden you train your brain to go, I want bigger problems. I want to be known for the person that's like, when stuff goes sideways, you give it to Catherine, right? When stuff doesn't work out, give it to Karen Pagan. Give it to Aiden, right? Number 2, solve bigger problems. I want bigger problems. Natalia, you win. Perfect. Okay, number 3. In 2026, what if you had the mantra, it's on me? It's all on me. There's no one coming to save you. There's no one coming to save any of us. It's on us. Listen, our political, what's going on in politics is just insanity. Can we all agree? No matter what side of the Democrat, Republic, liberal, conservative, doesn't matter. Is it insanity? Can we raise our hand? Can we all agree on that here on a Saturday? Right? Lily, I see you. Last president, current president, next president, we're old enough to realize, are any of them coming to save us? Are any of them coming to help us start our business, to scale our business, to make taxes go away, to make businesses flourish no matter what? So if that's not going to happen, then wouldn't you say it would be almost insanity to let that drive our actions or non-actions? Wouldn't it feel sane to say, all of it's on me? If I win, it's on me. If I lose, it's on me. Who in here has a friend that when something goes right, they tell you how they did it? And then when it goes wrong, they tell you who screwed them over? Anybody got something like that in their life? Cindy, I see you shaking your head, right? Giori, I see you smiling, right? Dominico, I see you, right? It's like, oh my God, I did this thing at work. I took this, I did this, I put this thing together, I did this. I pulled it across the finish line. How'd that thing at work go? Oh, it failed. Why? The people that work with me are shit, right? It's like, they love taking it when it's right. When it's wrong, it's somebody else. What if you just said in 2026, no matter what happens, it's on me? I do this so obsessively in my company. I'm the leader of this company. And when a department fails or something goes wrong, which has happened and will always happen, people go, I can't believe so-and-so didn't do that. I'm like, no, that's me. What do you mean that's on you? It's not your department. I hired that person. I thought they were capable of doing it. It's on me. Maybe I didn't onboard them properly. Maybe I'm not having enough meetings with them. Maybe I've been too busy for them to mentor them. All of a sudden, it's just so liberating. I don't even know how to say it. It's just liberating when it's on you. Win, lose, you got this. And then you approach life just a little differently. You approach life as like, let all the craziness happen out there. I'm taking this one. I got this. So number 3, it's on me. Number 4, who is steering your ship? Now, I know I use silly little metaphors. Some of you have heard these before. I know. Family members, I see you shaking your head. Let me ask this. This is determined. Who listens to me probably too much. What's the most costly advice in the world? Put it in the chat. What's the most expensive advice in the world? What's the most expensive advice in the world? Andy wins. Robin, Robert, everybody, bad advice. Bad advice is the most expensive advice in the world. It's your single friend telling you how to fix your relationship. It's your broke friend telling you how to get wealthy. It's your unhappy friend telling you how to find joy in your life, right? For some reason, we listen. Listen, I'm going to tell you a quick story. And can I just start with, I have the utmost respect for my parents. I'm so blessed they're both alive. My dad's going to be 90 this year. My mom's 84 or 85. I feel blessed they're both with me. Thank you, Diana, right? They're both with me. But I got to tell you something. They've been married 9 times between them. The fact of the matter is, I take a lot of advice, especially from my mom, about love, about parenting. I don't take advice on relationships from my parents. And this is going to sound horrific, but they only know how to do it wrong. Sometimes we take advice from somebody who failed thinking we can learn from their failure, but they never saw the success side. So they don't know the other side. They can only tell you what went wrong, why it doesn't work. And even they're a little jaded against relationships. I used to joke that my parents were like, they'd get married like having a brand new car. It's like, this is the most amazing car. It's shiny, it's beautiful, it's fast. And they'd hit one pothole and they just shut it off and get out and go, it's not perfect anymore. And walk away from it. That's how it felt with my parents with relationships. I'd have new step-parents, grandparents, all this stuff, and feeling great and come home from school, there'd be a moving van. I finally got so used to it, I'm like, well, didn't work out again. So I will take a lot of advice from my mom. She was an amazing mother, the most loving human being I've ever met in my life. She's the sweetest woman. But I'm not going to take relationship advice from her. When she does, I usually either tune it out or I go, Mom, let's talk about something else. But we do that. We take unqualified advice. So why did I say who's steering my ship? If I would listen to my parents about relationships, then I'm letting them help steer the wheel of my life when it comes to relationships. You know what I'd rather do? And I have. I've interviewed over 30 people in my lifetime of people that I meet with amazing relationships. I immediately ask them if I could take them to dinner. And I just ask them, how did you keep it alive? How did you connect? How'd you become that person that got through all the tough times? I want to take advice from somebody who's lived it, who's experienced it. Right? I don't want anybody with their hands on my wheel that don't know both sides. If they failed and succeeded, hell yes. Just failed? Right? So who are you letting, thanks Rose, who are you letting help steer your ship? Here's another one I always bring up. Is the news. If you watch the news, does your confidence go up or down? Go up or down? Let me see you. Yeah. Right? Yeah, way down, right, Catherine? And Shirley, Beatrice? I always joke about it, but you never watch the news and say, oh my God, honey, I watched the 5 o'clock news. It plays again at 7. You got to see it. I feel amazing. Like you watch the news and you're like, shit, why should I do anything? The world is over. Like it's done, right? So if you watch the news, if you have lunch with the person that has nothing but self-doubt, if you listen to the person that gives you advice that's not qualified to do it, or the coworker who's miserable with their life, but they're going to stay there forever, if you do, then someone else is putting their hands on the wheel of your life. And then you get to the end, you realize, I let all these people, no wonder my life's not where I want to be. I wasn't the captain of my own ship. I know it's a silly metaphor, but could it be fear? Could it be self-doubt? Could it be imposter syndrome? Could it be past regrets or past procrastination? Of course. Identifying anybody that's driving, except for this version of you today. That feels unstoppable, that feels amazing. That version of you needs to right now smack all the other hands off that wheel and grab it firmly. And if we go back to the previous one, I would rather run that ship aground while I'm driving than get to the end of my life and realize I wasn't steering. True? Say yes if that's true. Put it in the chat, right? Hell yeah, Adam. Amen to you, Lisa, right? That is the Man in the Arena from Roosevelt. If you've never heard it or never witnessed it or never read it, Google it today, Man in the Arena, right? You'd rather get to the end knowing you gave it your all. He says, get bloody and marred and you're out in there in the world trying to make it happen than those sitting on the sidelines judging who've never tried it all. Right? It's much more elegant and it's an amazing speech. So, someone else's hands on the wheel could be fueling your fears without even realizing it. Stop it. And then on the other side, what inspires you to want to hold the wheel more firmly? And just do more of that. right? Rooms like this, being a part of the Mastermind family, showing up. You guys are showing up on the first week of the year. There should be 10 million people here. There's 12,000. You're doing it. Keep it. Hold it. And do everything in your power to hold on to that ship. Cool? Number 5. Repetition creates consistency. Repetition creates consistency. This is Tony Robbins 101. It's a part of what he describes as mastery. You can't create mastery in your life unless you have repetition. Listen, one of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that if we learn something once, we should be able to stick with it and do it forever. But that's just not how it works. Listen, if you immerse yourself, if you go to Mexico City and you immerse yourself in a new language for 30 days, 90 days, 120 days, and you're like, I got this. I feel it. I can comprehend. I got it. If you stop speaking it, do you keep it? Anybody ever practice a language and felt like you got it, but now you don't speak it? Right? I see a Shea, or Shay, right? Yeah, all of us have done that. Could you go to the gym for 30 days? Start seeing some changes? What happens if you stop going? Does it even stay, or does it just fall off, right? If you eat clean for a month and then you go back to old habits, do you lose the weight? Do you feel healthier? No, I know this is duh. But success works the same way. Repetition's not boring. Repetition is how consistency is built. And consistency is the secret sauce of most every successful person I've ever met in my life. If you see somebody in good shape, Anita, are they doing something consistently? If you see somebody with a great relationship where they actually respect each other, are they doing something consistently? If you see somebody who's just killing it in their business, do you know there's something that they do on a repetitive nature that's consistent? Right? So just ask yourself, when something's not working and you start to get frustrated on what it is, just say, am I staying consistent? The people that win, hear me on this, the people that win aren't smarter. They don't have more willpower. They just stay in the conversation longer. They just stay at it longer because you don't know how many steps you have to take to where your success is on the other side. It's why motivation doesn't work, but environments do, right? We've all been motivated. I love watching a Nike commercial. I get motivated, but I don't change my life. That's why Tony used to hate when people called him a motivational speaker. He's like, bullshit, do not call me a motivational speaker. Motivation ends. Transformation transcends. When you stop being repetitive, inspiration fades. If you want a different year, in 2026, you don't need a breakthrough moment. I just got to be honest with you. You don't need some epiphany, the stars, clouds open, rainbows, the wind perfectly in your hair. You just need the same reminders, the same principles, and the same proven practices, and just show up again and again until they become automatic. I know that doesn't sound sexy. I know it's not some secret like, right? But we're hanging out here on New Year's. I got to tell you what I see. These are the reminders. I look in the mirror and say, what are the areas of your life you say you want, but you're not being repetitive? And I write them down. I'm 57 this year. I'm going to be 60 in less than 3 years, right? I want to go into 60. One of the things that I'm setting for my 2026 intentions, I want to go into in my 60s in the best shape of my life. Especially I have a 3-year-old, right? When I'm 60, she's going to be 6. I want to be able to run with her. I want to walk her down the aisle someday. I want to meet my youngest daughter Vita's children someday, right? So it's not a vanity thing. I just want to be here, squeeze as much of this life as I can, right? I know I got to slow down. I work out, I eat good, but man, in the last 3 years, I cheat with sugar. I know that sounds crazy, but I want to reduce sugar in my life. And I'll go 30 days with minimal. and then I'll sneak, and then I'll have this, and I'll have that. And I just don't feel good with it. I just don't, right? If I feel off, my stomach gets crampy, all this stuff. The only reason it's not working is because I'm not repetitive in it. And I had to recognize that this year. I'm like, you say that, but you still do it. I've recognized that, and I absolutely am going to be repetitive to use alternatives. It has to be. It's the only way I'm going to get the result I want. And I know that sounds simple. I've done it in a lot of things. That was just an easy example of being vulnerable and true. I have a big goal of going into 60s in the best shape of my life. I need to do that. And I need to be repetitive to make that happen. Make sense? Number 6, be bold. I left this one in on purpose because this one I've been saying for over a decade. Because you have to find that courageous version of you. You just do. Each of you have somebody, all of us, me too, raising my hand. We all have the person that doubts, that plays small, that gets afraid, that questions ourselves. We say we want more proof before we move. But if we're being honest, we're just a little scared. We're a little afraid. And instead of giving you a long training on this, I'm just going to say that we have to be courageous. Courage is jumping out of the plane and growing wings on the way down. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward and you're scared to death. And I don't think with this amazing group of people, I got to over-explain that, right? We have to take, how do I start every Monday in the Mastermind family when you guys are there? Is we must take uncomfortable action. And in 2026, if you want more results, you have to take more uncomfortable action. And what is uncomfortable action usually followed by? Breakthroughs. There you go. I see it, Catherine. Uncomfortable action. On the other side of uncomfortable action is usually a breakthrough. And usually you're like, I wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Or thank goodness I did it. I mean, if you want, thank you, Jose. Thank you, Holly. Think about it. The more courageous you are, Holly just said it, the more confidence you build. Courage and being bold, just so you guys know, is the precursor to confidence. You can't get confidence unless you're courageous first. People are waiting for the confidence to go do it. Confidence doesn't get you to do it because you've never done it before. Courage gets you to do it. And then once you fail, succeed, you realize the failure is not that bad. The success feels good. And all of a sudden, courage turns into being comfortable, being confident, and keep moving forward. Because, I don't know, this is going to sound like I'm oversimplifying it, but what if in 2026 you just stopped hesitating? What if you just stopped hesitating? Because if you think about it, what has hesitating already cost you? Put it in the chat. If you don't mind being vulnerable, what has hesitating already cost you? It's cost me time, money, confusion, right? My book, 50 years, missed opportunity, time, love, hundreds of thousands of dollars, confidence, too much time, happiness, joy, love, helping others, right? Thank you for being so awesome. Seriously, you guys are so, the more vulnerable you are, the more vulnerable we all are, right? 50 years here too, relationship, missed opportunity, missed my coaching business. Well, you didn't miss it. Getting married again. A year where I could have been building my multi-unit residential building. Love, my health, launching on social media, starting my podcast, education. Here's the cool part. I don't care if you're 29 or 99. The second, they said the best time to plant a tree is 5 years ago. You know when the second best time to plant a tree is? Today, right now, this very moment, right? We can't go back in time. Cool. But we don't have to regret in a year from now that we waited another year. You deserve looking at the best version of you in the mirror. Your family deserves seeing you at the best version of yourself. I would bet to say uncomfortable action, being courageous, being bold, even if it doesn't pan out immediately, will put you in a better space. Who thinks they would be happier, even if they tried the thing they were holding back on and it didn't work immediately, but you took the uncomfortable action anyway? Raise your hand if you'd be happier, right? There's not a hand not up. So what if 2026 was the year of being bold? What if it was the year of being bold? I think we could do that. Look at this group. You guys are freaking awesome. Number 7. So many of you were a part of our AI event. Who was a part of our AI event? It was so much fun doing that. I got to interview so many people. Igor is fantastic. You guys loving Igor? Isn't he great? Man, after 50 interviews, he was the guy that we knew we had to partner with. But number 7 goes along those lines, whether you're a part of that community or not. But leverage AI wherever you can. That's number 7. Leverage AI wherever you can. You're not too old. You're not too technically illiterate like I feel I am. When you have the steps, when you have the opportunity to have something that can buy you back so much time, give you so much leverage, we have to embrace it. The world's changed. That's a fact. Pretending it didn't is probably the fastest way to fall behind. A couple things I want you to remember. In my opinion, after 50 interviews and all the stuff we've done with AI, and I get to live with it every day, and now I'm partners with Igor, AI is not replacing you. But someone who uses it could. AI is leverage, it's not intelligence. If we use AI properly, it will save you time, reduce friction, get you clarity, execute quicker, avoid overthinking. That's at our fingertips right now at the most basic level. A thinking partner, a clarity tool, a brainstorming assistant, a way to compress learning curves, something to do research, allow you to get that time back. I just finished, I got to announce to all of you because you're part of our family. You'll be the first one that has the opportunity to see it. But after almost a decade, yesterday, I finished my new book. And I'm going to clap because if anybody knows what it's like writing a book, oof, I re-edited that thing about 20 times and it's hands down going to be the favorite book I've ever written. I can't wait for you guys all to see it. But I have to tell you, what usually took me a year in between all the other companies I have to write a book, man, 90 days ago I had the first draft and I am done. And it was because using my clone to help me go faster, tell me stories I forgot. And like, what about that story with your mom? What about the story here? Oh my goodness. And even better than that is we just spent the last 3 months building a Dean clone, a Dean AI coach, where we loaded in all my books and all my success stuff. Now you guys have had Gigi that knows on the marketing side and the mastermind side, but we built a Dean clone and it helped me write my entire book. I'd get to a section and go, hey, here's chapter 5. I want a story about my life that fits in here perfectly. And I go back and forth with a conversation with myself. It is a little freaky. I literally, and for those of you who are part of Mastermind, you're going to be seeing this. It's going to be inside your back office by the end of the day today, okay? It is so freaking crazy to have AI feel like it knows you, knows what your outcomes are, knows what your goals are, and can allow you to go faster, to think clearer, to execute sooner. Did Nathan share an example? Yeah, one of our team members is using it. I want you to hear this. It's the voice is about 90%. They're tweaking it, but I just want to share this really quick, if you could play that. Hey, it's Dean. How can I help?
Hey, Dean. So I've set New Year's resolutions so many times in the past, but they just didn't stick by February. I was getting back into a routine that just disrupted the person that I wanted to become.
I totally get it, Nathan. It's like you set these resolutions with the best intentions, but then life happens, right? The truth is resolutions often fail because they're not anchored in a clear vision of who you want to become. Instead of focusing on resolutions, think about the identity you want to embody. Break it down into small, actionable steps that align with that vision. What if you started by refining your morning routine to set the tone for your day? How does that sound to you?
Yeah, Dean. Actually, I think that's a really good place to start. Thanks for the help.
I'm glad that resonates with you, Nathan. remember, those small changes in your routine can lead to big shifts in your life. You've got this. If you need anything else, just let me know. Have fun. Well, I use that. Nathan, it's funny, Nathan on our team, he said he went on to have that a half-hour conversation with me, but I told him he recorded the first chunk. But literally, this is where technology is. I'm just sharing. I wrote my book, and that clone helped me because it read Millionaire Success Habits. It read my 3 New York Times best-selling books. It read every training I've done on the success side, right? Those of you who know the Accelerated Success Formula program, some of you have that, right? I filmed that years ago. It's one of my best courses. It knows that. So this is what we have at our fingertips, and you can't ignore it. Raise your hand if you know you can't ignore AI to go faster in this 2026. Okay, number 8. I will persist until I succeed. I will persist until I succeed. What if in 2026, we already talked about being bold and being courageous, right? Bold and courageous get us moving, true? It starts the momentum. But we need to stay on the path as long as it takes. I believe persistence, or, moving forward, persistent, I think it's the only word in the English language that can guarantee your success. Because if you don't stop and you're following a proven plan, can you eventually, or will you eventually reach your goals? Raise your hand. Right? I see you, Andre. Right? When you talk to most people, they say, well, I got to this one part, it was a little difficult, and I stopped. Right? All of these things that I'm sharing with you guys are leading up to us setting goals here towards the end, is because I don't care how good the goals we are that we set, or how good the goals are that you set. I don't care what your vision board looks like. If you quit, nothing works. Is that true? Right? So we have to find a way to keep moving forward, because I believe most people give up inches from the treasure. I stole I Will Persist Until I Succeed from Og Mandino's book, The World's Greatest Salesman. For those of you that we've been together for a long time, you know I love that book. It's a quick read. It's more about life, not about sales. I've had my 2 older kids read it. I bribe them at least every couple of years to read it. But he says a couple things that are really cool. He said, first off, when did we start believing that the prize was at the beginning of the journey? It's at the end. And then along that journey, we don't know how many corners we need to go around for the prize to be on the other side. And how I take that is, you don't know how many times you have self-doubt, how many times it didn't work out, how many times imposter syndrome shows up, right, Julia? Right? How many times someone in your family says, when are you going to quit? I don't know how many times that is, but I don't think you are either. I call it paying your success tax. Listen, Julia might have to fail 9 times before she's successful. Doubt herself 3 more of those times. And then the 13th, the 15th time, her next level's living there. Maybe Paula only has to fail 3 times. And you might have a little envy. Julia might be like, I can't believe Paula only failed 3 times, now she's killing it. I don't know. Poor Jonah might have to fail 36 times. I just feel like, I don't know, you're paying your success tax, who makes this decision, but I think each of us, there's a number that we have to get through to actually earn the success we want. We have to take the journey. We have to persist. We have to overcome the imposter syndrome, the inside influences that want to stop you. We need to overcome the outside influences, and then the just blatant failures. I did a launch and 5 people showed up. I think there's a success advisor sitting, a success tax person, auditor, just going like this. Okay. Sue failed. Cindy failed. This one hurt. Is she going to keep going? No, she gave up. Can't reward her. Oh, she got back up. She's doing another launch? Wow. Okay, check mark. Now we'll give her 2 more failures, and then that 3rd launch is going to crush it. Let's see if she sticks with it. Right, Carmen? Isn't that just like, when it fails, at least you could be like, all right, the success tax auditor can check that one off. I got the big failure in. I feel embarrassed. It didn't go well. Great, got that one out of the way. And I think if we can look at it that way, we just realize that we're stacking And we don't know which next one is going to be the one where you go, I see it. I feel it. I got my first sale, my 10th sale, or I feel it, right? Edison failed 999 times in creating the light bulb, right? We just need to find a way to keep moving forward. Who's ready to move forward in 2026? Awesome. Number 9, commitment over convenience. I like this one a lot. I like this one a real lot going into this new year. Thank you, Adam and Jennifer and Natalia and Holly, Davina, Jose. Love this wall. My ADD, I try not to look, but I'm going to just keep lighting it up. It's how we communicate in our big coffee shop here today, or our big matcha shop. You know what I mean? Commitment over convenience. Who, raise your hand, especially in this state of mind, at this time of year, who would live the hard way for a short period of time so you can live an easier life for the rest of your life? Raise your hand. We're kindred spirits. And here's why. I'm going to digress for a second. I want you to hear this. You know why this group feels so freaking awesome? Do you ever see Tony and I, or even with AI, did we ever say, hey, if you do this, you will make millions of dollars for doing nothing? Right? Did you ever see us hold a money gun? Or show off our jets? Or show us the house that we live in? Or hold a big hunk of cash and tell you? That's not who we are. There's people that do that. And that's okay. I'm not judging. But you're not hanging out with them on January 3rd. You're hanging out with us. And I know that you would love to have a more impactful life. Every survey says that. You'd love to serve others on a deeper level. Every survey says that. I know you'd love to do better financially, live into who you're meant to be, but the finance is actually the third most important thing to this group of humans. How freaking cool is that? Go ask any of those other groups. It's going to be money. This group is impact, service, living into purpose. Oh, by the way, I'd love to make some more money too. Right? So I also know about you guys that this isn't the group that's looking for the easy way. You're looking for the way. And if we start thinking that we have to live the hard way for a little while so we can live the easier way, then it makes the failures, it makes the questioning, it makes all that stuff like this is just part of it. It's part of the journey. Paying my success tax. I don't know if some of you have been with me for a while, but we did an event about 3 years ago with Matthew McConaughey. I had so much fun. We sat right here for a whole day and did our event. We created a course together. I had a blast with the guy. He's as cool as you think he is. Like, so cool. And his wife is unbelievable. And he sat right here and we were talking about something. He said, what people don't get, and I said this earlier, but I probably robbed it from him. He said, you just got to be selfish. I was going to try to talk like him, but it would be horrific, so I'm not going to do that. But you got to be selfish for a short period of time so you can be selfless for the rest of your life. You see, so many of you, if you're here, you're the go-to person that most people know. You get things done for the most people in your family. You probably put others ahead of you. You probably just do shit in the invisible that nobody even knows you do. And you don't even look for a pat on the back. You just want to make sure it goes well for everybody else. But I already know that about you. That's why you're here, not at some other group. And the thought of being a little selfish with your time, with your effort, it almost goes against your nature, almost goes against your character. But if you keep giving to everybody else and don't leave enough for you, then you never actually get to live into your full potential. And that's how you could serve the people you love the most. If you become who you're meant to be, you are the best version of you. You could do so much more for those that you love. So I want to give you this little hack. What if you just carve out 2026 as the year that you become you? With no hesitation, with no dilution. What if it's the year that people go, I can't believe Elizabeth and Gail are just a little too busy for me this year. And then in 2027, you're like, oh my God, they're so back for me. There you go. There's a little McConaughey in the chat and one in whatever room one. Listen, I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm speaking to a lot of you. Do you in 2026. Those that love will understand. And those that love you will see a whole nother version of you towards the end of the year or going into next year. Because could you provide more? Could you give a better example? I would hate for you to get to the end of your life and your kids go, God, my mom could do freaking anything. I wish she would have done a little more for herself. I'd rather your kids get to the end of your life and go, I remember that year my mom was insane. She said no to us about everything. But damn, who she was after that. Oh my God. You see, I digressed a little bit in this, but it's really important. And again, this isn't for everybody, but if it's even for one of you, it's meant to share. Commitment over convenience. That's just a great tagline for number 9. But commit to you. It's convenient for you to keep taking care of other people. It's convenient to stay in the routine that you have. It's convenient not to rattle and shake the trees. That's convenient. And it's convenient for those around you that you take care of. It's going to take your commitment and a little bit of selfishness and a little bit of living the hard way so you can unlock that next level of you. You know, it's easier to just settle in a job you don't like. It's easier not to work out. It's easier to keep things on the inside, not have to talk about them. But where they land, keeping in a job that's robbing your soul, it might be easy now because the paycheck's coming in. How's that feel when you're 78 and you're looking back and say, what the hell did I waste that time for? It's easier to eat bad now and not exercise at all. That's easy. But it's harder when you're 62 years old and you feel 92 and you're trying to be there for your grandchildren. I'm not saying it to make anybody feel bad. I'm just saying it like it is. If you're here, you want to evolve. Get uncomfortable. Choose commitment. Choose commitment now so more things can be convenient as we move forward. Who's up for more commitment over convenience? Say yes in the chat if that's you. Love you too, Evelyn. I'm having so much fun with you all today. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. Year 13. Imagine we've been doing this for 13 years. So freaking cool. All right, number 10. This one is my favorite. This is the one that you guys, if you know me, you know I love to share. I share it on stages at Tony events, at my events, at our collective events, at any event I go to, because it's so important. And that's who versus how. In 2026, let's figure this out. In 2026, will you need some new capabilities, some new thinking, and some new skills to reach your full potential? Raise your hand and say yes if you're going to need some some new capabilities, new thinking, new skills, right? All of us do, right? But how can freak you out? It took me up until the last 5 years I obsessed over this. How can freak you out a little bit? True? How do I grow my Instagram? How do I have better conversations with my spouse? How do I open up more? How do I stay consistent? How do I go to the gym and not stare at everything and go, what the hell should I do here? How can freak you out? And sometimes how freaks you out so much you retreat back to the old version of you. Am I the only one that has experienced that? Raise your hand or say yes if you've experienced that, right? So instead of the how, replace that with who. Who has already had the success that I want to achieve? Who has crafted the plan? Who's created the map? Who can you model? Who can you pay for speed? What community should you be in? Who should you listen to? I always tell everybody, Tony has been a who for me for, it sounds like a Dr. Seuss book, but Tony's been a who for me for like 29 years. It's 29 years this year. Because he's 9 years older than me. And he's forging a path. And we just talked yesterday. I get to ask him things of what's happening in that 9 years in front of me that I need to learn, that we need to do. And I get to course correct now. So I want you in 2026, instead of thinking, how am I going to do this? Think, who has already done it? If you have a friend that's in amazing shape, thank you, Lisa. If you have somebody who's in amazing shape and you want to get in shape, instead of thinking, how do I eat? How do I work out at the gym? Go talk to them and say, find the who and say, hey, what do you do on a regular basis? Find somebody with a great relationship. Hey, what do you guys do to keep the fire alive? They've already uncovered it. Why figure it out on your own? Trial and error are the hardest ways to figure out what to do. Isn't that true? I mean, when I look back at my whole journey, especially when I started, thank you everybody for beautiful comments. I definitely in my early 20s tried to figure it out on my own. I don't think I was like a rugged individualist and I need to figure this out. I just didn't think any other way. Like if it's got to get done, I got to figure it out. And once that shifted, once that snapped, learning from your own trial and error just seems like the silliest thing in the history of the world. It's the slow way. I mean, think about some of the biggest breakthroughs in your life, or at least in my life. They usually came from proximity. They came from being around the right people, having the right conversations, staying connected, finding somebody with the same values, and then sticking with it long enough to shift you. Listen, I love hanging out today. Who's having fun? Raise your hand if you're having fun. If you think about it, if we had the opportunity, if you could come to my office every day, and when you get stuck on something, I get to go, oh, wait a minute, Elizabeth, here, you're missing this part. You should do this over here when it comes to success and breakthroughs and foundational pieces, everything that I've written in books and did all my stuff. I mean, how much further would you be if you had the opportunity for that, right? Now, we know that's not possible. There's 13,000 people on here right now. I need a much bigger office. But here's what I want to say to you. Not only would that be fun, but you need to find a version of that no matter what it is in this year to have that repetition, to stay plugged in. And here's what I want to say. Instead of trying to do this alone, stay connected wherever you can. And for those of you that are in Mastermind, which is like 80% of you, you already have access to all these pieces. Right? I see so many of your faces that I see you monthly on our inner circles, right? Show up at every inner circle. I do Monday Motivation Live in the community. Show up for those. There's a new training every month. Digest that new training. There's frameworks. There's positioning. There's over 100 courses in the library. Pick and choose whatever it is you can to stay connected, to stay plugged in to these success principles, because it's like going to the gym. We can't just go to, today we're having a kick-ass workout, right? It's like today, if we were in the gym, our muscles would be pumped, we'd be sweating, we're doing good, but we need you back in the gym tomorrow. You need to be back in the gym next week. So I'm going to remind you, some of you are part of the Mastermind family and you just show up on our monthly trainings. Go back into the system, dive in, set an agenda, and start utilizing the success principles that we share. It's not hype. It's not pressure. It's community at its best. Stay in the conversation long enough to where it sticks. And hence, it's why Tony and I built Mastermind. Now, we have multiple levels of Mastermind. Some of you are building courses. Some of you are just on the success side, right? And I want to share with you, those that are in Mastermind, there's nothing you need to do. And the new Dean AI, well, it'll be in your back office tonight. It might be in there right now, so make sure. And that's just the success side. That is trained on all my success principles. It's not trained on how to build a community or how to build a mastermind. It's all my success principles, what you learned today and everything else. For those of you that aren't, I want to just take a couple of minutes and share with you, like I've done for the last 13 years, on how you can be involved, how you could stay plugged in all year long for $1.15 a day. You guys all right if I take 3 minutes and just share how you could get connected if you're not? Cool. Remember, if you're in Mastermind, you know what you got to do? Nothing. Because all this cool stuff is going to be added to what you already have. So let me show you what it looks like to stay plugged in. Can we pull that slide up? It's called the Mastermind Success System. I'm going to read this since I wrote it, but it's designed to deliver everything you need all year long to build the confidence, the capabilities, and the consistency to succeed in today's new world. Yes, sales is service. So that's what we're offering here right now. Now, here's the brand new thing. This is just launched today. The team's been working on it for about 6 months. It is the brand new 24 hours a day, 7 days a week success coach. This is what I use to help me write my book. This is what you heard Nathan talk to. This is trained on success only. If you're in our Mastermind Business Academy, that is trained just on the high level stuff, right? This is trained on the things we shared today. You get my 40 years of experience inside one centralized app. I'm not going to read it, but it's basically me in your pocket, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Go in, have a conversation with it. I know you can text, but it's pretty cool to have a conversation with it. And you can even say, Dean, push back. Be my sparring partner. Tell me what I'm missing. Don't be polite. If I'm stuck, let me know. You're going to have a fun time with it. And again, if you're already in Mastermind, go use it tonight because it's there. So the first thing is you get AI coach and you get this all year long. Does it speak Russian? Can you ask, does it speak Russian? Could you find out? All right, we're going to find out. I would love to make sure. If I could speak Russian, that would be freaking amazing. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you get a monthly live Inner Circle coaching session every week. Raise your hand if you've been to one of my Inner Circles. Put it in the chat of what you think. We do this every single month. Today's like 2.5 hours. We do usually an hour to 90 minutes, but it's every month. And it's the biggest breakthroughs that I discover in that month, or a lesson that I've learned, or a workshop I've been at, and I bring that to you. What's working in life, what's working in business, and then how to apply that directly to your life. So we get to stay, remember we talked about repetition? This is the repetition, plus I'm live every Monday. Who pops in for my Monday lives? Raise your hand if you pop in for my Monday lives. Awesome, Gail, love having you there. Diane, Sue, right? So I go live weekly for about 10 minutes to set the intention for the week, but we're right in this room once a month with our Inner Circles. That's about 15 years I've been doing Inner Circle. We used to just sell Inner Circle for $97 a month, so we got something really cool for you today. So that's number two. So AI, monthly live and weekly live. You get a brand new course every month. Nathan, that you heard before, he's the head of that. We bring in amazing experts every month. We bring them into the studio, create a course, a mini course on confidence, on identity shifts, on business, on income, on opportunity, productivity. We get an expert a month. We build that course. It goes into the program. And the cool part is the next one is you have a library of over 100 on-demand courses and Inner Circle replays. It is so good. Listen, basically what we built is what Tony and I wished we had. This foundational piece where you get the live training, you get the interactive, you get to learn from other people, you got a library, you got something going on in your head. I promise you it is in there and you can find somebody who's an expert at it. And you have 6 years of my Inner Circle replays. Okay, we did some cool bonuses. Number one, you get this training, get to keep it for life. We'll keep it up for a few days. Those of you who are a part of it, you get to keep it for life. Number two, some of you already have this. So, the Accelerated Success Formula. This is my best-selling success course. So that's in there. You get instant access to that as well. You can look at that all year long to build confidence, create momentum, build life on your terms. And you also get a one-on-one strategy session with our team. Now, this is a 30-minute call designed specifically to just see the gap you have and what it would take to fill that gap. No sale on this call. This is just a 30-minute Zoom call to see where you are, where you want to go, and see if we can help you achieve that. So we put a one-on-one coaching session in there. These are all the pieces that you get. In the old days, this added up to about $3,000, and here's the cool part. Write this down. GetMMSuccess.com. It's $423 for the entire year. That's $1.15 a day. Now, 75% of you are already in this, so there's nothing you need to do. All of this will be loaded into your back office tonight, which is cool. For those of you who are not, I don't know how much a coffee is these days. I know this was like $5 today for this double matcha. But for $1.20, $1.15 a day, we only do this in January. I've been offering this for at least a decade. It used to be the Inner Circle, now it's this. We do this once a year with a bunch of bonuses. We make it crazy. Yeah, Evelyn, it's so worth it. We make it crazy once a year during this. That's why it's not like some ploy like we shut it down. Just we go crazy every January. We do a training and say, hey, if you like today and you'd like to stay plugged in and work together all year long and now get the new AI, you can have the whole thing for $1.15 a day at getmmsuccess.com. Now, a couple things I want to make sure we're really clear on this. and then we'll take just a couple minute break. I need to do a bio break, and then we're going to come back and set goals that stick. Who's ready to just take everything we learned today and set goals that stick? Say yes, or maybe even a little hell yes. Okay, so before I go, we're going to take just 5 minutes. I want to make sure you go. If you are already in the $423 a year program, or you're in our next tier at $997 a year because you're a part of Mastermind and building a course and workshop, or $97 a month, then you know what you need to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. All of this will be in your back office today. Cool? Okay. For those of you on the $47 a month plan, or those of you who are brand new to our world, this is the perfect time to either start or upgrade. You save 25% compared to paying monthly. You get all these bonuses. You get everything completely in your back office. It's the perfect time to say yes. Okay, we got a couple more questions the team put. Can I really talk to your AI clone? I think, yes, absolutely. Again, some people like, okay, languages. I'm sorry, languages it speaks. Spanish, French, German, Italian, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, and 5 more. I don't know what 5 more are, but that's all the languages that it speaks if you want to convert it. And yes, AI, it's, again, this particular one, because you could create different kind of avatars, different clones. This clone is trained on everything I've ever done in success. So much of my business as well. Not specific for the knowledge industry, specific for success principles. Cool? So Chelsea, I hope that answered your question. So we meet once a month live, yes. What does that look like? It looks like this. If you missed that, Bill, it's this except 90 minutes, an hour to 90 minutes, and it's the biggest breakthrough I had in that month, something that's on my soul, on my heart, and I want to share. Do I need to be a business owner? Hell no. I mean, about 60% of our Mastermind members are business owners. Others want to start a business on their way in or just want to optimize their life. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to take a 5-minute bio break. For those of you in Mastermind, nothing you need to do. I explained that. For those of you who'd like to join this once a year opportunity for $1.15 a day, go to getmmsuccess.com. Sign up. I'll be back in less than 5 minutes, and we're going to set our goals that stick. Do not go anywhere. Be back in 5. Oh, we're back. Hey, everybody. Come back to your computers. For those who joined our Mastermind family, congratulations. We're gonna have fun together for the next year. I love doing this every year and giving people the opportunity to get in. I think it'll be the best $1.15 you've ever spent in your entire life each day, and love having you. And for those of you already, thank you, Adam, and thank you, Holly. And for those of you already in, I'm just gonna encourage you, you have all this at your fingertips. I know you use it, I get to see your faces, but don't just show up for the lives. Dig in, set an agenda to maybe go through a course a week or an inner circle a week, whatever it takes. Find the ones that are aligned with who you want to become in this new year. You have all this at your fingertips. We created it for you. So now it's time to set goals that stick, right? We had a cool journey this morning, didn't we? We started with thinking what didn't work. Probably an odd way to start the day. You're like, well, that's great, Dean. Remind me of the shit that didn't go well, right? But we want to fix it or leave it in the past. Then we want to compound the things that worked. And then and everybody that walked away from their computer, I see about 10% of the screen's empty, get back. We're going to set these goals. We're going to do it here. I'm going to try to get it all done in less than 30 minutes. I said 2.5 hours. I want to stick to it today. Right? We want to acknowledge the story that we've been telling ourselves, not even realizing that it pops in our head when we go to take that next action. And if we recognize the story, then every time we recognize it, we could be that voice and go, no, you already cost me too much. I got a new story. I am enough. I know enough. My age is my secret weapon. It's my wisdom. Whatever it is, you shifted it. Do whatever you can in your power to keep that, to stay plugged in. We rewrote the story. Then we talked about saving time. And wow, we saved 20, the lowest numbers, 20 hours a week. We said, cut that in half. If we automate, we delegate and say no to the things that don't serve us, we can get 5, 10, 15, 25 hours, Adam, 25, right? 25 hours a week back, add in AI, and oh my goodness, life is never the same. To have an extra 5, 10, 15, 20 hours a week and it be focused. And then we got in to the 10 subtle shifts we can make to really shift our lives. Staying plugged in, staying consistent, taking ownership, persisting until you succeed, the who, not the how. All these pieces, they allow us to build this foundation to come to now. So now let's just do what most people do. Let's set some goals, little extra pieces to it. And here's what I want to tell you. For those of you in Mastermind, you'll have this training forever. For those of you who aren't, I hope you do join. If you don't, this training will be up for a couple days. Do whatever it takes. If you have to go back through this, if you have to watch it 10 times, pause, do it. But do this. A couple of hours. It's worth it to set this up to make this the best year ever. Like, let's not get to the end of the year and go, I missed another year. Who does not want to miss another year? Seriously. And listen, when I say, Lily, I see both hands up. When I say miss a year, I hope that you feel my heart. It doesn't mean like, you've screwed up the last 47 of them or the last 62 of them. I don't mean that. I just mean missing out on just leaning into that next level version of you, right? Not playing completely small, and I see you shaking your head, but playing a little small, right? I don't think any of us want to get to the end of next year and go, I played a little small again, or I had a good year, right? Like, I want to make it so we get to next year. I'll be here with you again next year. And 1 year from today, we'll have an anniversary. I'll be right here. I want you to raise your hand and go, God damn, this last year was fire. I took some crazy uncomfortable action. I did shit I haven't done ever. My family think I'm insane and I'm loving life, right, Carmen? Like, that's what I want next year. So just listen, I hope you join Mastermind. If you could tell, this is just something we love to do. We've been doing it for a decade to give that opportunity today. If you do, we're going to knock it out of the park together. If you don't, then just promise me. Just commit. You're going to stay plugged into something. You're going to have repetition in something. You're going to get something to make you feel uncomfortable, to stretch your mind and do something that you've never done before. Because to get something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. That's why I'm here today. Either way, it's a win for me. So can we all commit and say, hell yes, you're going to make the shifts you need? Whatever that is. Love it. All right, let's go to the whiteboard. If you want to grab this sheet, it's at newyeargoal.com. Newyeargoal.com if you want to grab this sheet. Oh, there we go. Look at the team is on point. Newyeargoal.com. And you can take this, you can print it out, you can have it for yourself at any time. Right now, if you want, just so you don't want to take too much time to do it, just use your journal right now, whatever's in front of you, and know that you have access to this, okay? So if you want to write that down, you got it. So somebody can take a screenshot and put it up in all the chats too. All right, so let's just start. This is a new sheet we're going to start up here that I created this for my team, I think going into last year. I always have a new way that I want to track goals and create goals that stick. This was the sheet that we used for the team, and now we're going to use it together. So of course, put your name in it. Wow, why am I a different color? Let's go with, where's black? There we go. Black, and there we go. Okay. I figured it out. This is Jan 3rd. It's the 3rd, right? Yes. Wow, 2026. I don't know if I've written that yet. Okay, so the first thing, put a date on it. Now, I'm going to jump right in it. There are lots of, the reason I said you want to look at this again, I know you probably have goals in your personal life, goals in relationship, goals in your health. You should. But goals for the business you want to start or the business you already have. You have financial goals. You have connection goals. You probably have impact goals. So please know, we're going to pick one today, but I would say go back and do this with the top 4 or 5 goals you want to accomplish for the year, okay? Maybe you pick 4 categories: health, relationships, business, and income, right? Or maybe business and income go together. You pick 3. So let's pick one today, and let's start with, what is your big goal? If you had to pick one in one category, let's just pick the goal and the deadline. You could pick for the whole year of 2026. You could pick 6 months. You could pick 90 days. You could make this a sprint and say, this is what my goal is for the next 30 days. And remember, we could start high level with, Maria said, relationship. But the more specific your goal is, the more you understand the target you're aiming for. Just remember that. If I say, I want to lose weight, do you want to lose 1 pound or 40? If you want a relationship, do I want an intimate relationship? Do I want a partner? Do I want to take the current relationship I have to a new level? Do I want to feel safe? Do I want to feel confident? The more you explain what that goal is, and you can think of the timeline, we're going to condense that. You can do the timeline at the same time. But what is the goal? A new partner in my life. I love that, Maria. Right? And you don't have to explain it to us, but you, in your goal, Maria, you should say, I want a new relationship, I want a new partner in my life, and I want that person to be, and I want to become. You could get really specific on that one goal. This is a pretty big piece to write everything that you want to achieve there. I want to start my new online business. Great, Beth. And describe it to yourself. I want a business that creates $80,000 a month. I love that. I want to start my life coaching program. My counterpart. I love that. I want to leave my full-time work in construction to work on my online business. I want to join Dean live in Arizona. Adam, can't wait to see you, man. How to become an ICU family advocate. Book finished and published in 90 days. Vicky, that is crystal clear. Amazing. Buy my dream home. Start my online business. Right? Do me a favor. Keep writing these, and at the end, write your goals and then put your deadline, put your timeline. You can call it a deadline or a timeline, right? Maybe buying your dream home is by the end of 2026, right? Somebody just said my book in 90 days, right? Take my solar business to 100 new reps before summer. Amazing, Adam. I know so many people have done so well with that. Complete my certification by the 31st. That is just straight on point. A partner at my level, free to travel and explore new territory for the rest of my life. Love that. Now you're getting more detailed, Maria. I see it. 5 new teammates each month. Move and pivot to success. Write my first book. Great, Jenna. When is that first book going to be written? If you don't put a timeline on it, it'll just keep going. Now, as you think about this, I want to tell you what I've been preaching and sharing for the last couple of years, and it's a little different than I did in my past, is I'm going to tell you to stretch yourself. Make your goal uncomfortable. You see, sometimes we set goals that we feel are achievable, and it really doesn't take much of a shift to achieve us. I have this new philosophy that we set bigger goals that make us uncomfortable, and we shorten the time. That's my new philosophy. You see, if I said, hey, let's just use ideal weight, for example. Said, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds, and I want to do it in a year. Okay? Let's say I want to do 5 pounds, and I want to lose it in a year. If you were to lose 5 pounds in a year, would you do, and be honest in here, would any of you start your program tomorrow? If you were going to lose 5 pounds in a year, would you do anything tomorrow? No, Diana, I see you. Right? Would you do anything next month, Diana? Karen, no. Would you do anything in 6 months from now, if you were honest, if you were going to lose 5 pounds? You'd wait till month 11, you'd jam for the month, you'd lose the weight, done. True? But what if I said, for all of us to be in our ideal healthy weight, let's lose 10 pounds in 30 days? Would you start tomorrow? Would you eat a different lunch today? Mimi, I see you shaking your head. Melissa, David, right? Priya, right? You like, shit, I can't have this donut after lunch today. Damn it, I got 30 days to lose 10 pounds, right? So I have this new philosophy. Stretch the goal and shorten the time. If you do, then you can't stay the same version of you. You have to have, do you ever hear you have to have a breakthrough, you have to break something? So let's break something. Let's take uncomfortable action. So now thinking through that goal. What is that goal? What is the timeline? Maybe even if you wrote one, write it again. What's your goal? And give me a timeline. Solve bigger problems, uncomfortable goals. Lawrence just left the gym, love it. Break old habits and replace. Lawrence, I love it, but what old habits are you going to break, and what is the timeline? I'm not trying to take too long on this, but I'm going to encourage you guys. Fuzzy targets don't get hit. I don't know, somebody said that to me years ago and it just stuck with me. Like if you have a bad eyesight and somebody gives you a bow and arrow and the target is fuzzy like I'd see with my glasses off, there's no way you can hit it. If you just said, I want to be more positive, what does that mean? Right? I love this. Lose 10 pounds by the end of the month. Mark, completely clear. There is no distinction. There is no fuzzy target. 10 pounds, 30 days, done. Get to work today. Right? Lose 56 pounds by the end of the year. Gail, perfect. That means if it's 56 pounds and it's 12 months, what do you got to lose? 5 pounds a month? 4.5 pounds, whatever the number is. So then you could just start today and go, hey, Gail, I'm gonna lose 4 pounds a month. That means I got to lose a pound a week. Done, right? Or whatever the exact number is. And all of a sudden you start this week. You have a goal and you watch the progress, right? Hit my goal of 100 pounds by 6/1/26. Love it. 30 days, I'm going to change it. 50,000 a month by March. I want to lose 10 kilos. I want to make my first 5 figures by February. Look at, now you're talking. There we go. We're getting bigger goals with timelines. You know what? You guys make me feel so good. You're the best group of humans I get to work with. We're all the same, and you guys just make it so simple. This is so much fun. Okay, so we're going to set a bigger goal, and we have a tighter timeline. You guys can keep writing it, write it down on your own, okay? Now we're going to go this way. Okay, so if you have your goal and you have your timeline, the next piece I think about, this is not how I always did goals, it's how I do it in the last couple of years, is what are the things that could get in your way? You guys just wrote some amazing goals down. So I would love for you in there, constraint is an obstacle, something in your way. What are the possible constraints that could stop you from reaching the goal you just shared in that timeline? Right? Convenience, right? It might feel difficult. Willpower, laziness, imposter syndrome, poor time management, laziness, self-sabotage, procrastination, meal preps, doing it alone, procrastination, consistency, the broken judicial system, no obstacles, skills, habits, fear, money, procrastination, functional freeze, self-sabotage, not having a plan. This is the enemy we talked about. This is why we did all the work for the last 2 hours to get to setting goals, because you can go back and look at your notes. You already know the enemy that could stop you here. Whether it's your beliefs, whether it's another person, whether it's lack of skills, lack of accountability, you already know what has cost you the goal in the past. True? Right? Teresa, I see you shaking your head. You already know, so why not write it down and address the enemy, the constraint, the problem in advance? Look at this, doubt. Eliminate the stress. Not being consistent, not being resourceful. Resourceful, it's the greatest word in the world. You can have all the resources in the world. You can have access to Mastermind, great resources. But if you're not resourceful with it, it doesn't mean anything, true? So think about it. What are those constraints? And I love it. Only thinking, not acting. Love that. Mark, my thinking, right? Fear. You guys are so freaking good. Okay, so if you have your big goal, bigger than you thought you were going to do, you have your timeline that's shrunk, and you address the stuff that's already stopped you or could stop you from going to this next level. Because if you do something you've never done before, are you going to have new constraints you've never had before too? Right? If you try something you've never tried, you're going to find new problems that you've never had. Cool. Remember what did we say? Solve bigger problems. Everything we did today leads to this. Okay, so constraints. If we know what our goal was, and then we know our tightened deadline, and we know what would stand in our way, now let's talk about what are some of the solutions that could crush these constraints. Let's put it in the chat. To get accountability, to be accountable, to be committed, to keep moving forward, to write down the plan. Courage, taking action, scheduling, community, join Mastermind and use it. Evelyn, perfect. Accountability partner. Never wait for the perfect day because there isn't one. I love that. A system. Confidence, focus, consistency. 5-second rule, take action, do it now. Join Mastermind. Yeah, you said that, right? I love that, Evelyn. All these are great. Yeah, you should save the chat. It's so good. Find your who. A system. Natural planning model. Identify the steps and stay consistent. Morning routine. Do it messy. Do it scared. Do it anyway. Growth mindset. Saying no. Right? So isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy that sometimes we already know the thing that could stop us and we already know how to solve it, right? Alice, I see you shaking your head. We know the problem and we know how to fix it. And we know the path. Guilty. We all are. That's why we're doing this together, right? So if you have the big goal, you have your deadline, you have the constraint, you already know the solutions. For some of you, it's digging back into Mastermind, or you join it and stay connected, stay in repetition. Let's do the work together. Others, whatever it takes, find out what this is and fill it so you can solve this. So now I move over here. This one I like the most. Why is this goal important to you? You guys wrote some incredible goals. Why is losing the weight, making the money, being with family? If you know anything about me, and I share the 7 levels deep, and by the way, my clone is taught the 7 levels deep. So for those of you that know it, you can go work with my clone to go back and forth on the 7 levels deep. It's really cool. But 7 levels deep really just is a process that I got taught to me about 20 years ago. And just keep asking why. Why is this goal important to me? And when you get out of your head and you get into your heart, you get the real reasons, right? You might say, I want to make, thank you. That was in, Karen, that was in Millionaire Success Habits. But the why, when you get out of your head and get in your heart, you have a much better opportunity of solving your goals. Tony taught me that many years ago, that goals don't get achieved until you attach an emotion, right? So you might say, you know, I want to make 80 grand a month, but when you really dig into the why, is because you find out your dad and mom were always busy and working and not there, and you want to be there for your kids. You want to make the money so you could be home, help raise them. I don't know what it is, but when you go into that depth, when you feel tears in your eyes or goosebumps in your arm, you know you hit the why that can help drive you to overcome the constraints with the solutions. Because you already know the problem and you already know the solution. You need this. This is the driver to recognize these and solve them and be resourceful. Nothing can make you more resourceful. Nothing kills procrastination. Nothing kills fear more than why. Nothing. So why do you want to do it? I get to have huge impact and save farmland from development. Love it, Jilly. Because my son is in a bad place. That's a why. To help find a cure for cancer. What could be bigger than that? For my inner growth, making a legacy, for increasing income. I want to help others. Vicky, I love that you want to help others. I'd go even deeper. Why do you want to help others? Bill's a business I always dreamed of. My hunger comes from being freedom, control over my time, life, and career. I would say, Tina, freedom, control over my life and career. Why is it important to have freedom and time and be in control of your career? I promise you, if you dig deeper and keep asking why, you'll find even a deeper version. Something in your family, something in your life, something you miss, something you want to be there with and not miss out on, right? You've already maybe missed too many things. You don't want to miss anything else. I want to help my parents. Nadia, so beautiful, right? That was one of my biggest drivers. My first why was my mom. Watching her work 3 jobs to make $90 a week and come home tired and hands hurt and back hurt. My first why was retire that woman. Hands down. Didn't know it back then. I didn't have a teacher to tell me, but the reason I worked so hard was to retire my mom. Freedom of time, choice to fulfill my life purpose. Beverly, that's freedom of time is one of my biggest ones. To be in control of my decisions, control of my calendar, to make the breakfast for my kids, to be at practices, to take them to school. All those things, that's my why. My why is I'll do it. Nobody is ever going to tell me, sorry, you can't make the dance recital because you got to stay here at work. I'd rather die before someone tells me that. That's how deep my why is. I want to be in control of that calendar to be able to not miss those things because I know how important they are. To serve others. I want to feel joy and make a difference. I want to live a long, healthy life for my daughter. I love that. These are deep. You guys get this. You guys get it deeply. Every time you write something down, even the first thing you write here, I would ask yourself why that's important. And then write it down again and ask why. And then write it down again and ask why. And really think about it. You don't have to rush through this. You can write down whatever you want. I want to be here for my son when he's older. Me too, Jameson. I want to be here for all 4 of my kids. Especially I'm a little bit older dad, so I get it. It's one of my big, huge reasons. Because I promised my granddaughter we would do this together. Wow. I don't know why that made me emotional. That's incredible. I love this. Be my own boss, helping others. These are the things that'll drive you. Remember this why and go deep on it until you feel that emotion. Okay. Now, here's something I like to add. Because some of us are motivated by the stick, your purpose. Some of us are motivated by the carrot, I should say. That's the why and looking forward to your goal. Some of us are motivated by the stick. What if it doesn't work out? And I think we have to think on both sides of our brain. Wouldn't you agree? We have to be excited about hitting our goal. But I think we have to be open enough to acknowledge what it would be like if we don't. So I'd love for you to take a moment and say, what if I don't do it? What if I don't find the purpose to identify the constraints, apply solutions so I can hit the goal? What if none of this happens? What if I just, ready for this? Leave things the way they are. Doesn't mean your life's terrific by any means. But what if you just left things the way they are? What does that look like? Put in the chat. This is a hard one. Some people don't even want to write this one because it feels painful. What if you left the relationship that way? What if you left the job you just don't love, but you stayed in it? What if there was still no intimacy in your relationship? What if you didn't find a connection with your kids? What if you don't control your calendar? It's a hard one. But I think we need all the leverage we possibly can. Do we agree we need leverage? We need whatever emotion we can to get the momentum. Being alone is, I will stay in pain, not a positive life. It'll be hard, failure, major regret looking back, no benefit or pleasure in life. It's like dying in slow motion. Wow. I don't get my BP down, I could die. Todd, misery. On the deathbed, what ifs will be huge. Possibly placed into clinical depression. Wow, if I don't build a business and I'm old, it will hurt the most. Regrets. Struggling with money. Thank you for being so honest. I'm not trying to end on a negative note. I think we just need every tool possible. You hear Tony talk about leverage. Ever see him at his event? Who's been to a Tony event and talks about leverage? This is all we're doing, is trying to get you leverage. Leverage to say maybe the opportunity to hit your goal and the optimistic lens is all you need. I'm hitting my goal. I know what could stop me. I'm fixing it. Most of us need an emotion attached why this is important. I'm going to be in control. I'm going to spend time with my family. But sometimes an extra toolbox is like, if I leave it this way, not helping my kids succeed when I know I could. These are the types of things that stack and allow you to build goals that stick. I would love to see each and every one of you just live into your fullest potential. I got to tell you, when I decided to enter this industry 29 years ago, I had no clue what I was doing. I watched Tony Robbins on TV. I bought his course and said, that's cool. He changes lives for a living. I want to do that. I was absolutely clueless. I was scared to death. I didn't have the money. Family told me I was nuts. But I had no idea what it could become. I had no idea that falling in love with impacting others could drive such an incredible life. Have I made mistakes? Have I failed? Of course. All of those things. But I took an uncomfortable action that went against all logic. No money, didn't have a college degree, never did this before, didn't have any connections, didn't have any letters after my name. I don't know if it was faith, I don't know if it was God, but something drove me to take an action, to pursue this industry. And I got to tell you, hanging out with you guys for the last 2.5 hours and seeing that this is what I get to do for a living, it's the greatest blessing of my life. And I mean that with all of me. It's such a pleasure, it's an honor, it's a privilege to serve you. It's a privilege to share what I've learned over 40 years of being an entrepreneur. It doesn't mean it's perfect, I just share what I know. And I hope something I share today sparks something different, allows you to move, to take uncomfortable action. And like I shared earlier, we'd love to have you a part of Mastermind. We do this special once a year. If it calls to your soul, if you know you go to bed tonight feeling amazing for $1 something a day, then join us at getmmsuccess.com. If you're already in Mastermind, which most of you are, use it. I'll see you on next month's training live. I'll see you every Monday. And if it's not for you, that's okay too, but just commit to living into your full potential. We got one shot at this life, and you deserve to feel what it's like to have no restrictions. Thank you for being a part of this incredible community. I had so much fun with you. I'll see you on Monday. I'll see you in the inner circle at the end of the month, and go out and live until you're meant to be. Take care, everybody.
Shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. I don't wanna stop right now. All I need is a drum with the heavy beat. Hit me with that future sound. It's time to let go. We're not going home. This feeling I can't live without. So shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. This is our party, and this is where the beat goes down. music on the stereo. Oh. As we let the rhythm take control. We're gonna dance like we don't care. Keep on popping bottles like we're millionaires. Yeah, we're just getting started. Living for the weekend. Whoa. Shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. I don't wanna stop right now. All I need is a drum with the heavy beat. Hit me with that future sound. It's time to let go. We're not going home. This feeling I can't live without. So shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. This is our party, and this is where the beat goes down. This is where the beat goes Let's make this night unforgettable. Oh. Making memories we won't recall. One more song is never enough. We ain't gonna stop when the sun comes up. Put the night on replay, 'cause we never wanna lose this rush. Oh no. Shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. I don't wanna stop right now. All I need is a drum with the heavy beat. Hit me with that future sound. It's time to let go. We're not going home. This feeling I can't live without. So shame on me, I'm a fool for the melody. This is our party, and this is where the beat goes down. This is where the beat goes down. This is where the beat goes This is where the beat goes.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4. Baby, you can get on my boat and make it rock. Yeah, side to side, left and right, take it slow. Yeah, baby, come on, do it just right. And side to side, left to right, take it slow. Yeah, baby, come on, do it just right. Yeah. Baby, you can get on my phone and make it rock. Baby, you can get on my boat and make it rock. Yeah.
I'm on a mission trying to get it together. Spending whatever to get me connected with you. how to listen when they tell me we'll never be standing forever. After all we have been through, hard for me to be tainted. Through it all I've been patient, standing tall in the rain. And don't you know love is dangerous? Hard for me to be tainted. Through it all I've been patient, standing tall in the rain. And don't you know love is dangerous? Gotta find my way home, 'cause I've been waiting too long. I thought you would move on, but I gotta say that you love with open arms. I didn't know. I gotta say that you love with open arms. I didn't know. I gotta say that you love with open arms. Gotta find my way home, 'cause I've been waiting too long. I thought you would move on, but I gotta say that you love with open arms. I heard true love exhausting. Mama told me take caution. Never knew all it cost you. Now I seen the result, and my mind is recalling things you did for me now. Got my head in the clouds, nothing gon' bring me down. And hard for me to be tainted. Through it all I've been patient, standing tall in the rain. And don't you know love is dangerous? Hard for me to be tainted. Through it all I've been patient, standing tall in the rain. And don't you know love is dangerous? Gotta find my way home, 'cause I've been waiting too long. I thought you would move on, but I gotta say that you love with open arms. I didn't know. I gotta say that you love with open arms. I didn't know. I gotta say that you love with open arms. Gotta find my way home, 'cause I've been waiting too long. I thought you would move on, but I gotta say that you love with open arms. Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air get thinner. Standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away.
All this time she's been waiting for the one. All her love she kept locked out from the sun. Lady of the night, she kept dancing to the drum, like her heart was on the run. She surrendered, put her both hands up, and for the moment she was lost in love. Your lover, don't let me go. Radio lover, in stereo. Radio lover. Hypnotized, moving with her eyes held shut. In a dream and she won't wake